42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap. It is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Kap.
God, I'm going to melt you.
Bing, ba-dum, bum, yeah. Ding, da-dum, bing, ba-da, ba, pick-a-doom, da-dum, bum. Yeah, come on, Mike Trudell. Feel it. Ding, da-dum, bum.
I wasn't sure which octave to use. Do you want me to go higher or lower?
Let's try lower. Here we go. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Okay, keep going. Now try a little higher.
I kind of like that. It's like harmonizing.
I'm glad you put the headphones on. I thought that maybe you had TV hair already.
Well,
and you don't want to mess up the hair with the cans, you know?
You know, my hair is pretty easy to fix if it gets messed up, but it's just more, it was kind of comfortable when they were, this is what Michael does, which I noticed. Michael just keeps the headphones down on the table and damn whoever else is in the room. But since I'm in here solo, Kappy, I did think about doing that, but I don't know, I didn't feel as intimately connected to you until I put them on my ears.
Boy, I feel good about that. I'm glad you put them on. Mike Trudell is in studio because Sedano tonight is calling Wake Forest versus Cal on the ACC network at 5 p.m. Trudell already in tie and TV hair and ready for tonight's Lakers-76ers game.
Yes.
Mike, are you okay? Are you going to be able to make it through the broadcast tonight?
Well, I assume, Kappy, that you are referencing the tough road trip in which the Lakers went 1-4, or were you just speaking about how long we were gone and just reestablishing home base here in Los Angeles?
Yeah, so Johnny I has been saying that he wants the night off. He needs the night off after a long road trip. And I was watching your telecast last week, and this was, or maybe it was earlier this week, actually, and Billy Mack said something that I thought was really interesting. Okay. He said, you know, it's been like 12 days on this road trip, and I think he actually said it's been 2 weeks. He said, but it feels like it's been a month.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I thought to myself, if Billy Mack is saying that, if the TV broadcasters, and I know John said he was wiped out from this road trip, if the broadcasters are beat up on over a 2-week road trip, okay, what might the players feel like on a 2-week road trip? And I'm not, again, you said earlier, not trying to make excuses.
Yeah.
But that was a long-ass road trip at the beginning of the season.
Well, and so this is what I was trying to suggest in Crosstalk, but just to hash it out a little bit further, the one long road trip is fine. Like that, in fact, I think there's a part of you that looks forward to that, especially early in an NBA city. Like, okay, the group's on the road, the group's in the plane together, you're getting to do some bonding, you know, maybe you're having some team meals, etc. And it's exciting to go into the arena for the first time that season. Okay, what is this group going to be like in this city this year? How are they going to respond? And you get some of that energy. But the fact that the Lakers had already gone on a longer trip in the preseason, and it was so close to between like just those 3 games, and one of them was two of them were back-to-backs, right? What was it? The Kings and the Suns were back-to-backs after that Wolves win. It just made it feel like one big, huge stretch of games, and so that Billy and John and I think all relaying that. You have to consider that we are not actually playing basketball. Now, our jobs do require a certain amount of focus and energy and all that, but not as much as, LeBron James at age 39 playing 40 minutes and scoring 39 points like that. So that, to me, is why, Kappy, I'm hesitant to worry too much about the fact that the Lakers didn't play as well as they would have liked to on this trip. And I do think that this home stretch here, the 6 of 8 games, you're going to see a team that looks more like the one that started 3-0. Now, if not, right, and if they don't listen to what J.J. Redick said post-game in Memphis and the energy and the effort isn't there as much, then I think we have to have that conversation in a different way about what happened on the road, and maybe that is more of an issue. But I do think that there's some real easy bounce-back potential for this group over these next couple of games.
All right, Mike Trudell is in for Sedano. Now, Mike, we're going to talk a lot of Lakers as we get ready for tonight's game against Philadelphia, and we'll do the pregame starting at 5:30. I know you're going to get out of here and go over to the arena around 5. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
But let me explain that when you're on the road for an extended period of time like you just were, like the Lakers just were, like our man Sedano is. He's on the road every week. He's schlepping back and forth to go do ACC football games. God forbid somebody could give this kid a West Coast game. Well, I mean, you do have Cal and Stanford in the ACC, so on a rare occasion. But the road will make you do strange things, Mike.
Well, I did happen to see a video of what you're going to talk about here, I think, Kappy. Does it have anything to do with the shower?
Yeah, yesterday, your boy Sedano, who's been on the road, and listen, I understand road weariness. I do.
Yeah.
But Sedano yesterday let me FaceTime him. He was in the shower. And this all played out on the radio, and then it played out on YouTube. Let me go back 24 hours and play for you, Mike Trudell.
Okay.
What happened when Sedano was on the show in the shower?
Let's hear this. Yeah, let me hear this.
All right, let's take a listen. Let's tune in.
Hang on a second, Kappy.
All right, hold on a second. Lindsay Baseball reacquiring said audio
Kappy,
broadcast.
While Lindsay's
Listen,
finding
we've been having some technical difficulties around here lately.
While she's digging this up, Kappy, I couldn't quite tell because it was small on my screen, but what angle was George holding the phone at? You know what I mean? Like, was it like, were you getting a little nervous, or was he holding it up so that you could only see his chin looking up in that direction?
He did have it up. He was holding it up so that you could see face, shoulders, and shower head behind and water flowing. Now, where I really got nervous, Mike, is George, unbeknownst to me, hung up the FaceTime. When he hung up the FaceTime, I was holding the phone up to the cameras in the studio so that everybody could see George in the shower. And when he hung up on me, his contact information goes directly to the front of my phone. So I'm holding up the phone with George's contact information for everybody on YouTube to see. But apparently everybody didn't freeze frame it and get George's phone number and then spam call him.
Well, Kappy, you're going to be happy to hear that we have a special guest here in the studio.
Oh, really?
¿Qué pasó, mijo?
Oh, mijo!
¿Qué
¿Cómo está?
And I figured, and Kappy, here's what I thought when Beto walked in. I thought, well, Beto must have been attracted to this line of questioning because he loves being in a bathroom setting. That involves you.
What's going on? I just walked in to take a picture of you.
Well, because Kappy's talking about Sedano FaceTiming him from the shower.
Oh, that was hilarious yesterday.
And the last time your name came up when I was talking to Kappy was about you entering his bathroom in his house. And so I thought maybe these things are related, and you and Kappy and Sedano have this whole bathroom thing. I don't know.
No. Calmado. No,
Do come out of way.
Yeah, I came in to take a picture of you, Trudell, because you look dapper.
Thank you.
And you're in the A chair, so I want to cause a little controversy. Like, oh, A chair Trudell is here. All right, let's go. I want to start that. But I'm walking into FaceTiming from the shower, which was hilarious yesterday, by the way, Kappy. That was really good. But no, when I went to Kappy's house, when I bombarded him and just crashed his house, because Kappy has said...
Well, you did something else. You didn't take a shower. You did something else.
No, I didn't do a damn... I took a picture.
Well, that's not what Kappy said.
Yeah, again.
Kappy?
That's what Beto told me.
Yeah. By the way, Kappy's house, oh my goodness, makes you Manhattan Beach rich people look poor.
Oh,
that's how Kappy is.
Dang, really?
Well,
balling down there?
Well, I had to get past. First of all, I had to get past the security guard.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it's on a dead end. And then the ladies were outside looking right at me. We're looking for the sticker on my truck. And they were like, I don't know if you're allowed to park there, So they make sure that neighborhood watch is tight right there. That's tight.
Okay,
Right.
that tells you
And then
something.
Beto came in and he looked around. He took a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
Like a dog who's sniffing around a house. Like, let me see.
He's in the middle of his show. So I'm like, well, why not? So I took a picture of the Western Pennsylvania Jewish Hall of Fame.
Are you a part of the social media team here too, or something? What's going on? You want to take pictures of me in the chair? You're trying to take pictures of Kappy's house?
Well,
Don't we have several just terrific folk that do specific social media
they're
here?
great at what they do, but they ain't us.
They ain't like us.
They ain't like us. No, they ain't like us.
Yeah.
Now,
Kappy's
Beto-
cool. What up, Cap? Hey, by the way, fun show yesterday, man. I was listening, driving to soccer practice, and you made that hour drive fantastic. Man.
Oh, thanks, man. I'll tell you what, we got a lot to get to. I'm so glad you're here, as a matter of fact.
Oh, no, I'm not here. I just came to
Okay, but hold on. Before you go, let me talk about Prize Picks, with you.
Please.
Okay?
Thank you.
And then I want to talk about Tuesday of next week and our taco tour.
Oh, Don Cuco's ready for you, baby.
Okay, listen. Have you already thought about what you're going to do this weekend on Prize Picks for NFL football?
Oh, no. What am I doing?
Okay, well, I have 2 plays for you.
All
okay,
right, let me get the app.
So these are like.
Do they involve the Vikings? Because then I'm going to be more interested.
No, they're not. Neither of these involve the Vikings.
Well, Justin Jefferson,
whatever.
95.5 yards.
You like that one?
I don't know, but Trudell's here.
I mean, yeah.
I've only got 2 plays for you this weekend, Beto. So first of all, here's what everybody should do: download the Prize Picks app, use our code Kappy, Kappy. You make a $5 play, you get a $50 bonus. It's that fast, it's that easy, and it doesn't matter if you win or you lose. So Beto, I've already made so normally I would take $20 to win $60, and I only play 2 players on an NFL Sunday rather than playing like
Smart.
all over the place.
Yeah. Just a couple get in, get out. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So this week, though, what I decided is rather than playing like 5 or 6 different times, I'm playing one big play.
Oh, let's go.
All right, here it is. Derek Carr under the 201.5 passing yards.
Okay.
So Derek Carr under, so less passing yards for Derek Carr, because the New Orleans Saints, their receivers are beat up, their offensive line is beat up, and Atlanta's front 7 is as healthy as can be. So Derek Carr less than 201.5 passing yards. And then Tony Pollard, I've got Tony Pollard for less than his rushing total, which is like 60.5 yards, because there's no way that team is going to be in that game late, and they're going to have to throw the ball all over the place. So those are my 2 plays, Beto. Anything smart from you?
I'm right there with you. I just put it in my Prize Picks.
Okay.
What's the code?
The code is Kappy, Kappy.
Okay.
Make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. Download the Prize Picks app. Do it now if you haven't done it already. Prize Picks, run your game.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
What is on tap today at 710 ESPN? Thanks to Michelob Ultra, Lakers are back at home to battle the Sixers. Coverage begins at 5:30 p.m., tip-off at 7. Hear it for your afternoon drive on 710 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. For instance, TCU walked into the locker room at halftime in the 2016 Alamo Bowl, down 31-0. The Horned Frogs stormed into the second half and erased a 31-point deficit to force overtime, and eventually won it in the third overtime, 47-41.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check the kickoff time first before showing up at the stadium.
What? The slot's full already?
Final score of today's game.
You said kickoff was at 3. It was last week.
That's not how it works, Bob. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yo, Trey, drop the verse. It's going down, fade to black.
Come on, Beto.
You play
no
that
diggity.
on purpose, huh?
Come on.
Why'd you do that, DeAndre?
No diggity.
He don't know about no diggity.
He knows about no doubt.
No, Kappy don't know no diggity.
Yeah, I know all about diggity.
Why'd you play this, man? Why are you messing with Kappy on a Friday?
Yeah, why are you doing this to me on a Friday?
Hey, man, it's on the OTDs, man.
What is it?
That's right.
All right. Hey, Kappy, the Yachtly crew guys called in Sports Graffiti today.
They did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Kappy, you seem so into that I just decided to lay out because I thought you were going to start to, I thought you were going to do a whole thing there. So I decided I'm just going to mute my mic here.
Each and every day, it's a good song, dude.
It is.
It's a good song. What's the
OTD play by
today?
accident. What?
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
It is. Hang on.
Hang on. Beto, I really like that shirt, man.
Thank you, Callers and Company, CEO, as you saw on Shark Tank with Mark Cuban.
On this day in 1996, the #1 hit, Blackstreet, featuring Dr. Dre, No Diggity.
Yeah.
1996?
I like the way you work.
1996, one of the greatest years for music ever.
Yeah, really was.
Including
It was.
the greatest hip-hop album of all time, All Eyes on Me, Two-Sided, by Tupac. That was my favorite.
That's when you know Trudell's a Midwestern kid.
West Side Connection, Bow Down came out that year, which Ice Cube just, of course, came out to Bow Down, which was incredible. That was what I had a couple of friends who were there, and I think we all know people who were in there.
Wait,
Anybody in this room?
You talking about game 2, or are you talking about the parade?
No, well, I guess he did in the parade too, but game 2,
Right.
game 2.
Game 2. Yeah.
And they said like it was amongst the greatest. Just the Ice Cube and the way that the fans embraced it and the way that he executed was amongst the greatest things. Like even comparing it in part to the walk-off from Freddie Freeman. Like there's just a Kappy, it was magic, and especially as a Padres fan, I hope you appreciated that.
Yeah. Kappy, you got to imagine right here. You got to imagine young Mike Trudell, 18 years old, probably a puka shell necklace.
Not even 18. I was like 15 when that came out.
1996.
Yeah.
You weren't.
I was born in 81.
Oh,
so
you're younger than me.
Yeah. So I graduated high school in 2000.
You didn't think he was younger than you?
I thought we were the same age.
Oh,
because we have a lot of the same references. So I thought we were the same age. So I thought Trudell graduated high school in 96 like I did.
Yeah.
So I thought Trudell was going to be
I was a freshman.
Okay. Oh, you were a freshman. I think you
We're
were
eighth grade, actually. Eighth grade, yeah.
So I thought, I'm picturing Mike Trudell, Northwestern, puka shell, little spike tips, little frosted tips, because he's a soccer star.
Everything there is true except for the frosted tips, but I did have the puka shells. There's no doubt. And the head coach looked at me and he was sort of like, Are you going to wear those like during the game? And I was like, no. Do you want me to take them off? Okay.
Kappy, Trudell's the dude that showed up to the dorm with like the speaker and all the rap CDs. That's what he has.
Facts. Well, here's also, Kappy, what I did. I had back in the day, people don't even understand what the computer, like they just think of a laptop, but we had the big brick computer, and then I had the disc. I had the disc burner in there.
Oh, you had a CD burner.
And you could go to Best Buy or
piece.
whatever, and you could buy the 50-pack for like $6.
Right.
And so I would, and all the guys in the football team and the basketball team. So as Kappy knows, what you have to go, all of like the fall athletes have to go a month early, and you all sit in this big room, and you can't gamble, you can't do this, you can't do that, NCAA regulations, whatever. And I got to be friends with a lot of the football and basketball players, and none of them had the burner, and so they would just be in my dorm room, and we would be making burns returns of all of these hip hop albums that thankfully by that point I had.
Think about how long it used to take too to burn the actual song. You had to do it in real time. You know,
and then you would get a Sharpie and write on the CD.
It got so by the time I was there, and by the time I was my freshman year in 2000, it was faster. But yeah, it did take. And then once I would make one though,
was
then
it Napster you were stealing from or LimeWire?
So LimeWire and Kazaa, because Napster had just gotten hit. Napster had just gotten hit and was restricted, so it was like and the other one was BearShare.
Oh. DeAndre's like, what is this?
Yeah, DeAndre's like, what? Dude, I just pay for Spotify.
See, I would buy the CDs from Columbia House, right?
Yeah,
and then we still owe them right now, Kappy. We still owe them money, right?
Okay, right. They're coming for us because we got it in the TV guide, right?
Yeah, we got a TV guide. And it was
Wait, what's Columbia House?
Columbia House is where you would get a bunch of CDs. You buy one full price, and you have like the rest of them for like a penny or something like that, right?
And you actually mark on a piece of paper. You mark like in pen which ones you want, and then you send it to them in the mail, and they send you the CDs.
So that's where I bought all the gangs. So I would go to Tower Records and like listen to the CD I want, and then order it on Columbia House. And then that's how you develop bad credit because you get it. You don't know about bills. You just I ain't paying this.
I mean, all we probably paid for back in the day was like VCR tapes of movies, and then CDs, and then DVDs. Right? How many did you have? The big 400 book album, Kappy? What'd you have?
No, well, first of all, you guys, you forgot cassette tapes, like audio
cassette tapes. Yeah.
I was all
Did you have a suitcase, Kappy?
Oh, of course I had a suitcase. I had the suitcase for LPs and for cassette tapes. No doubt about it.
Oh.
Did you put a subwoofer in the back of your car?
Yes.
Embarrassingly, in the back of my Chevette.
There you go.
Oh, nice, Kappy.
Oh, yeah.
So I shared a Ford Taurus station wagon with my brother, and it was so you couldn't put a sub in the back because it had that like little pull-up seat, where the kids would be looking at the people behind them driving and freaking them out at the stoplight. So I just had to put like these like little speakers on the side of it in the back, and it still sounded terrible.
Yeah, I had a bug. So in the back, you would have behind the seat. I put my bass tube there. I've told this story many times.
Yeah.
Bass tube. You go to the Crutchfield magazine, buy some 6x9s. DeAndre, you don't know about all that.
No, you
learn how to you're like legit putting an amp underneath your seat, and you're wiring. You're like my boy Steve Zone knew how to do all this stuff, right? So you would do the stuff like kids don't do that anymore right now.
Then you'd pull up to the stoplight and you'd be like,
just sounds terrible, but it felt cool.
Then you realize, just like that, Kappy, and then boom. All right, and then you have Easy E, and you're like, and you're like, I shouldn't be doing this. I should not be listening to this at 9 o'clock at night. Right?
Yeah, not a lot of real M blank G's. You got to skip a lot of words.
So in Minneapolis, you didn't have a lot of thugs like that.
Well, I was in So I was in the western suburbs. So Lake Minnetonka was not rough. No, it was not rough out there.
But when Trudell was pulling by, watch out!
But you know what? But this is the great thing about hip hop, though, and is that through hip hop, I actually learned about a lot of things in Los Angeles and in New York City, in Atlanta, and so like when I got to college, I was much less dumb and like uncultured than a lot of people maybe that don't seek out something like that. So that was what the great part of I think music is that, right, Kappy? You can understand. Oh, wait, this is what it was like for somebody to grow up in Compton. Like if you listen to the whole NWA album, if you go through and listen to Dr. Dre, like you get a sense of it, even if it's a picture of that.
Yes, I would say to my teammates who were from Compton. And we had several guys that had transferred from junior colleges.
Yeah, because a lot of dudes out here would go to a school like in Pitt or Rutgers. That's how I would hear about these schools because the Daily Breeze would always post where the football players were playing on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So you would like El Camino or like Southwest College would send JUCO guys back east. So you're right, Kappy. Don't be making like that.
It helped us be a little less ignorant.
DeAndre's over there shaking his head, Kappy.
No, seriously. And what happened is I remember my one boy who's probably listening right now. His name is Alexius Perkins. This dude was about 6'2" and about 215 and shredded, ripped. And he came from Compton. And I just remember, like, Boys in the Hood was the big movie back then.
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, there's me grilling him, There's me, Mr. Suburban White Guy, going, so, Lex, is it really like that, man? Is it really, really like that? Come on. Really? Like, is it like that with, like, Doughboy and stuff? Like, is it really like that?
Yeah. Yeah, my guy was, shout out to Marcus Stell. So I worked in, Kappy, do you ever hear of, or think about kicking in NFL Europe? Does this ring a bell for you?
Dude,
wait, did you say Mark Estelle?
Yeah, you're from Compton. 154th and Avalon.
Arizona State.
So Mark was.
You're kidding me, Trudell. Okay, finish your story. I got a crazy story. I just got chills right now.
No, so he's a good friend of mine. So he was on the Cologne Centurions in Germany with me in NFL Europe, and I wrote a feature about him called 154th and Avalon.
Yes.
And so just when Kappy was talking about that, I was like, and so I was saying that we would go out for a doner, which is like a Turkish, the working class in Germany is Turkish, and so there's all these like kebab stations everywhere. And so Mark and I would go get one, and I'd be like, okay, so when Dre says this about Bloods versus Crips, like what was that like in your neighborhood? Again, really trying to educate myself.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like Kappy was having some of those conversations
I was
too.
having the exact same conversation. Now, wait, Beto, you got chills. Why? I'm curious.
Mark Estelle, I played JV baseball with Mark Estelle.
No kidding.
This dude played in Canada for a lot of years.
Yes. Well, in Montreal Alouettes.
Yes.
Yeah, and so he
I
played
was JV 10th grade. I played JV baseball with Mark Estelle. He had like this raspy voice, like, "Hey man,"
yes,
like that.
Still like that. I still text with him.
That's your dude.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna text him right now. Although
hilarious.
I'll call him DFL, which he
might have
encouraged
gone to Arizona State
dogs
or something
for
like
life.
that.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was Arizona State.
Somewhere, but he was a JUCO guy. This is crazy
we're gonna figure this all
connection
out before,
right now.
Before we do, I also got to get you guys
weird.
back to
Long Beach
Sedano
City
in the
College. I want
shower.
to say. Yeah.
All right, hold on a second.
We're having a whole thing here, Cap. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a deal right now. Let me talk about Amazon Locker for a quick second. Look, Amazon is an everyday part of your life, right? You're ordering from Amazon every day. Big stuff, small stuff, lots of stuff, maybe just one product at a time. You're also watching football like last night. What a game between Cincinnati and Baltimore. What a game last night. And you saw that game on Amazon. But now let me introduce you to the Amazon Locker. An Amazon Locker allows you to send your orders to a secure pickup location that you can choose. So rather than having everything come to your house or everything get delivered to your apartment, it goes directly to a secure pickup location. Then you can pick up your packages on your own time. And the best part of it is that when the package arrives, you get a delivery confirmation email, and then there are instructions on picking up the package. It's secure. It's convenient. It is a delivery solution for you to get your Amazon packages, and there's no additional cost. So how do you find out more about the Amazon Locker? Here's what you do. Amazon.com/pickupmvp. Amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn more. This is going to make your life so much easier and so much more convenient when you have your packages delivered to an Amazon Locker.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app, your home this season for LA Kings hockey.
Gavrikov shoots and scores! Vladislav Gavrikov phones the score sheet. It's his first goal of the season.
The LA Kings are ready for a Saturday night at Crypto.com Arena. The Kings host the Columbus Blue Jackets. Coverage hits the ice tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Puck drops at 6 p.m. Kings Blue Jackets. You'll hear the game on 710 a.m. and on the all-new ESPN LA app. Your home for LA Kings hockey.
Hey, guys, it's Cap. So you get this letter from the Department of Water and Power with two big, bold words, high usage. And you don't really know what to do about it, but you kind of have an idea of who you can blame. So you go knock on your daughter's door and you go, hey, would you stop showering for 45 minutes twice a day? And then you go to your son and say, would you please stop washing your car 3 times a week? And then you continue with your life until you get another one of these beautiful letters that says high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab. You don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Waterboy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Waterboy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Waterboy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake, because you know why? They may later use your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Hey guys, it's Cap, and if you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a great cash offer with no need for repairs. They buy it as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close within days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving costs and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
No.
Yeah. Mike Trudell is in for Sedano. Sedano's got Wake Forest versus Cal tonight on the ACC network. It's at 5 o'clock. Then at 5:30, we're going to go to Lakers pregame. And then 7 o'clock tonight, Lakers and Sixers. And Michael, again, looking very TV sharp already.
Well, just hearing your voice at the same time as Method Man's voice, there's something about that combo that works for me.
Yeah.
Are you long-lost friends with Method? Seems like you guys like each other.
I'm not long-lost friends with Method, but I am brand-new BFFs with Brian Windhorst.
What? Oh, is that right?
Yes, and I will fill you in on that, and I'll get your opinion on that here in a minute.
I love Windy.
Is Beto still with us? Is Beto going to stay with us?
He's not in studio right now. I would not be surprised if he makes a return at some point.
All right. The reason I ask is because I really want Beto to talk to you and I about Tuesday's taco tour. We'll get to that in a minute. Now, we started today by talking about Sedano's shower scene yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And I really want to talk to you, Mike, about what's going to happen next with Bronny, because that seems to be a big story. Want to talk to you about Anthony Davis, Rui Hachimura, their availability tonight.
Yep.
And I definitely want to get your 8 games into the season analysis as to where the Lakers are. All that coming up. How's that?
It's a great tease. I had almost forgotten about the Sedano Showergate situation and still need to know all the details. And I am prepared to answer any and all questions about the Lakers. Although, Kappy, acknowledging that you are the insider. So.
Well, I mean, I kind of prefer to be the outsider and just have a lot of strong opinions about things that I don't know about intimately. I just like to just spout away.
You're the outsider's insider.
Thank you. You know what? That sounds pretty cool. Yeah. It does. So Sedano yesterday, I said earlier, the road will make you weary. The road will make you do strange things. And Sedano's been on the road an awful lot lately. And so going from like a Clippers-Sixers game on a Wednesday night, which probably ended at like 9:30, hitting a red eye, and then fly to New York, down to North Carolina, call the show yesterday, and the next thing you know, he's doing the show from the shower. Here's what happened on the radio and on YouTube 24 hours ago.
I liked your list. It was a good list.
Right. No, you don't. You don't like his list. By the way, I'm in the shower right now.
Oh, beautiful. Nice. By the way, that's amazing that you're doing this. Where's the camera? Do they have the camera?
I don't know, but
Do we have the camera on?
Did you guys send him the YouTube link?
It is a Hug a Bear day, and I'd hug a bear right now in the shower with you.
Kappy FaceTime him. See if they answer.
Okay. Georgie?
Hey, George, you also never sent us your gift, your picture of your gift today, like your welcome
Is
gift.
that involved? Never mind.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great.
He gets a welcome gift every time he checks into the hotel. That's what I was referring to, but it was totally out of context. You're right, Chris.
Hold on a second,
You're
everybody.
totally right.
I'm FaceTiming George.
This is going to be a phasing issue.
I want George to
Might be.
show us that he's in the shower.
Hold on, Kappy. I'm trying to figure.
Yeah. All right. See, now he's just
Oh,
left
yeah,
the conference.
he had a drop.
Yeah, he's on the conference.
Wow.
Yeah, you hear this, Mike Trudell?
Wow.
Sedano in the shower.
Actually in the shower.
Pretty good.
Sedano in the shower.
That's
and
bit of the year for
And I
sure.
held the phone up, Mike, so that everybody could see on YouTube that Sedano was in the shower. Now, what do you attribute this to? I mean, is it road weariness?
You know, I think more than anything else, Kappy, and this is coming from somebody that's now listened to you and George together and kind of admired your partnership, your connection together. I think that he is so comfortable with you that he figured, what's the worst that can happen? Kappy's over here. He's going to protect me. He's not going to expose me any more than since Sedano did have control of the angle of the phone and the trust that you've built up. Don't you guys have a circle of trust?
We do have a circle of trust.
So,
there's a little controversy in there this week, but there's a circle of trust still.
Okay. Well, I'll let you speak to any of that, but it does sound like that's the building of this kind of statue of trust that you guys have, that he was so comfortable to do it from the shower.
What'd you guys think? DeAndre, what'd you think when Sedano was in the shower yesterday? Calling him from the
I
shower?
thought it was hilarious. I honestly was not expecting him to answer, though. I was actually surprised that he answered.
I didn't think he was going to answer either.
That's great. Well, last night, let me just tell you this, Mike. Last night, I went to see my first Kings game. Last night over at Crypto.com.
Great experience.
I don't really know if it was a great experience. What? To be honest with you, I don't really know that the game was even being played. I want to become a Kings fan. I want to become hardcore. I want to skate on the ice.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, it is. It's just that last night, I was doing a lot of networking last night in the 710 suite. And so while the game was being played down on the ice, I wasn't paying attention. There were two things that were capturing my attention. Who was in the suite? There were a lot of interesting people. And I was watching the Cincinnati-Baltimore game on my phone. So ultimately, let me just say this. The entire third period, missed it all. Missed the whole third period. You want to know why now, Mike Trudell?
Networking?
Because now I'm best friends with Brian Windhorst.
When you say best, do you mean like actual best? Whereas, did you exchange phone numbers?
Yeah.
Have you been texting? Please define this.
I think.
Well, wait. The last time you asked him a question, and it was like a Captain Obvious question, and he answered it like this.
Well, first off, they hired him.
When you asked him about Darvin Ham and why they wouldn't fire him.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they fire him?
That doesn't.
Well, first off, they hired him.
That tone does not suggest best friend,
Right.
but this
Well.
is before. This is before your bonding experience.
Right. So this was last night. So I had to walk up on Wendy and go, Wendy, hey, it's me, Kappy. Like you're Wendy, I'm Kappy. We need to talk a little bit. We've never really met face to face. We talked the entire third period.
So did he? When you said Kappy, sorry to stop you.
No,
though.
please feel free.
When you said this is Kappy, did he pretend to know exactly who you were?
Oh, he was like, dude,
or did he know exactly who you were?
He's like, Sedano and Cap, my man. Love you guys. I listen every day.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What did he really say?
he lives in
I'm
Nebraska,
curious.
but I mean,
I'm curious. What did he really say?
He said, dude, it's great to finally meet you. Been on the radio with you about 1,000 times. Great to finally meet you. Turns out, you ready for this? We start talking about where everybody's from, where they went to school, and so on. His dad was a baseball player at my alma mater, the University of Pittsburgh. He grew up a Pitt football fan. He said, I was probably at those games that you were playing in the late 80s and the early 90s.
Okay,
And
that's cause for bonding. That's
before
cause for
you know,
bonding.
We're hugging it out. And here's the other thing. You know what else we bonded on, Michael? He was telling me about some of his favorite downtown spots. Places that I've not been to. He's like, haven't you ever been to this place? Have you ever been to that place? I'm like, no, I've never been there. And I live right across the street, at the East Central Hotel. I don't know if you know that. Literally right across the street. Have you heard of a restaurant in downtown L.A. Called The Pantry?
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard the name before.
You ever been to The Pantry?
No. Should I say your name if I go?
No, Wendy was all over me. He's like, dude, how could you live right across the street at the East Central Hotel and not know the pantry? He's been there 75 years. I go, well, what time's it open? He goes, for 75 years, it was open 24 hours a day. They never shut their door. Has anybody else ever heard of the pantry?
No.
No.
Okay. See, that I don't feel so bad. But I was like, Windy, I'm sorry. I don't know about it. He was like on me. He's like, how could you not know this
I'll
place?
say that. So when Windy comes to town, though, and he does all the studio shows and stuff like that, and, he needs to eat down here. When you live in L.A. and, like, I live out on the west side, right? You live, Kappy, down in San. We're not eating too often. Although, as I contradict myself, don't you and Morales go out to eat a lot?
Yes,
down
we
here?
eat a lot in
so
downtown
so that's
LA.
on you then. That's not on Lindsay or me or DeAndre.
No, but I don't know the pantry. So me and Windy, we had a lot to talk about. Our love for Pitt football, where his dad was from, how he got into the industry, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And Lindsay, don't you know?
Sounds like he's buying you dinner at the pantry soon.
It does sound that way. And Lindsay, don't you know that I told him, I said, one of the sound bites from last year's appearance when I asked you why why wouldn't the Lakers consider firing him? And you said,
well, first off, they hired him.
I go, that has become like a very consistent part of the broadcast, my friend. So it was a lot of love between me and Brian Windhorst last night. A lot of love. I don't know how you feel about that, Mike.
Well, Lindsay, don't you go back with Wendy?
I go way back, too.
So
Lindsay's are you guys best friends? Like,
Lindsay could be a good fact checker here.
I think that
story.
we're more than best friends because when I first met Windy, it was when I was a junior in high school in my journalism class, and he was writing for the Akron Beacon Journal. And I got to go into the Akron Beacon Journal and meet with the reporters and writers, and that was like the thrill of a lifetime because he was covering LeBron because LeBron, who's about the same age as me, was then a senior in high school, and it was a big deal.
Okay, well.
So I've known him that long.
Okay, well, you ask him. You say, hey, you tell him. You say, Cap says you guys are now best friends. You see what he says.
Okay, I'm going to text him right now and I'll see what he says.
Let me know.
You're not close with him as you are George, like FaceTime in the shower, right?
I don't think so, but I think, just Mike,
just ask him.
Answer your question. I would say Windy and his wife are probably going to stay at my house when they come to San Diego.
Okay.
That's how close we are.
Now that we know from Beto that you've got plenty of room.
Yeah.
I will say he always does have great restaurant recommendations, and when I went to Hawaii, he was like, oh, whenever I go to, because that's his thing every year is he loves his Hawaii trip every year, and he's like, go to this spot, this is the best spot there. So
well, Kappy, now that look, I don't think it's too presumptuous to say that you and I are starting to grow just a little bit closer. Okay, over the last couple of weeks here.
Yeah.
Now, when I come down to San Diego, which is at least 3 times a summer for a soccer tournament, feels like, would the whole team of my 10-year-olds be welcome at your house? Did you have that kind of space? Or do we need to stay at a hotel and just my wife and I come over for drinks?
I would say this. You guys come over for drinks, but if you wanted to put a big RV on my driveway and have the whole team stay in the RV, they're welcome.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk about that off air.
All right.
That sounds good.
Mike Trudell is in today for Sedano. Coming back, I want to hear from Mike a couple of things related to the Lakers. I want to hear about the Bronny situation. Why is his deal so much different than everybody else's? We'll get to that. And what's going to go on tonight? Who's available for tonight's game against Philadelphia? We'll get to all of that on the way. This is Sedano and Cap, and here is Lindsay Baseball to talk about Celebrate. Yeah.
Love when you sing that song, Kappy. And you know what else I love? I loved some Stella Rosa. Picture this. You're stuffed with Thanksgiving food. Your football team is winning, hopefully, and the Stella Rosa wine is flowing. Thanksgiving is one of the sweetest times of the year, and Stella Rosa is here to make it even sweeter. This year, I'm going to be drinking Stella Rosa cranberry with my family's stuffing and cranberry sauce, and it's going to pair perfectly together. It's going to be delish. I can't wait. I cannot wait to spend time with my family, eat all of that delicious Thanksgiving food. And, there's so much to be thankful for this time of year. And now Stella Rosa wants to give you one more reason, the chance to win tickets to the biggest college football game of the season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Sign-ups close November 13th, so what are you waiting for? Right now, grab your phone and go to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter. That's ESPNLADreamTicket.com. And remember to celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
All right, what we all need to know is being brought to us by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Here's one thing you need to know. Mike Trudell is in for Sedano, and Lindsay Baseball has what we all need to know.
Well, Kap, actually, I forgot my what you need to know.
You did?
Sure did.
Really? Just forgot it?
I just forgot it because I had it up on my page, and then I closed out all my browser windows like you do, and now I can't remember what it was.
I have so many browser windows open right now.
I know you do. So
I
I know you can relate.
Oh, yeah. I must have like 20 of them open
So what
right
you
now.
need to know is that I forgot my what you need to know.
I think I'm looking at what your what you need to know. Yes,
What-
I can. What was it about LeBron and the 82 game situation?
No, that was underneath it, but
Oh, that was underneath it.
but we'll say that. We'll say that.
Well, what you need to know is that I had an interesting men's league game on Monday.
Oh, yeah, tell us about that.
DeAndre, man. DeAndre be out there balling, boy. I'll tell you that.
So I had a game on Monday in Orange County at the Maps, and let me tell you something. It was very interesting.
Let me tell you something.
This guy that I was guarding, about 6'8", 6'9", big dude. He's on the older side, though. I'll say he's probably in his mid-40s.
Hold on, 6'6" or 6'9"? That's a big difference. You got. I mean,
Yeah, that is a big difference.
He was definitely like, I would say he was 6'9".
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
So
he's in the post.
So started the game. He's already kind of getting in there, getting active, he's chirping and stuff like that. Didn't pay no attention to it. So it got to the point.
Did he say something bad about Palm Springs?
No, he did not say anything about that. He don't know about Palm Springs. See that guy? He don't know nothing about the Palm Springs, man. You know the main streets of Palm Springs.
Now, who is this guy? Let me hear about.
Let him finish, Kappy. This is so good. You're gonna love this, Kappy.
Yeah, keep going.
So, to remind you, the team that we were playing against, they came out, they jumped on us at an early lead. They probably got up to 10 points early on the game. So he's already bickering.
Yep.
So there was one possession I was guarding this man. They throw it down to him in the mid post. He tried to drop step on me. I ripped the ball for him. The ref calls a foul. And so then I was telling the ref, like, come on, man, like, let us play a little bit, man. Like, he's 6, he's got the height advantage over me. So he thought that I was talking to him. He's like, hey, man, you don't want to start talking. You don't want to do this. And I was like, look, man, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ref. I'm not the one to talk, man. So then my teammate starts getting involved. He hears me going back and forth with them, and my teammate was all like, hey, look, man, you don't want to do that to us, man. You don't know nothing about no hoop. And then as soon as he said that, the guy that I was guarding, it clicked on him. He said, you don't know me, bro. He said, I played 8 years in the league, in the NBA, and I played 10 years overseas. He said, Google me.
Google me.
Oh, Google me.
He legit said, Google me. And I told him, I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't pay no mind to it. So then halftime comes. Everyone's bickering, they're arguing, it's going back and forth. The game started getting real physical. We were down by like 15 going to halftime. So the second half starts. We get out to a lead. We cut the lead down to 5, and then so on. We just didn't look back after that. We got up to 10, and then we just started expanding our lead. So then adversity started to hit for him. So he started getting real frustrated. So then there's a guy that plays with me on the team. He's pretty much like our player coach, but he never plays. He's just literally there just to talk mess and doesn't do anything whatsoever.
He's your Flavor Flav.
Yeah, he's pretty much.
Okay, you got the clock on.
Yeah, boy.
Hyping you up.
Yeah.
So he decided to make a comment towards the end of the game after we got up to a big lead. Remind you, he didn't say anything the whole game.
Google this.
So he's all like, oh, yeah, so much you saying Google this and Google that, huh? He's like, you ain't saying nothing now. And he looked and turned to my boy and said, man, I ain't worried about y'all. I got $5 million in my bank account right now. He said, how much you got? How much you got? He said, big bank take little bank. Oh. And honestly, I haven't laughed so hard. And it just reminded me that this is the reason why men's leagues are fun to play. Because guys like this. And the crazy thing is, he looked just like Drew Gooden. I'm not lying. The guy I was guarding, the 6'9", he looked just like Drew Gooden.
You'll have to tell me that name later, but meanwhile,
he doesn't know his name.
Wait, when he tells you to Google him, doesn't he have to then say to you, hey, Google me, here's my name, and you're going to find out I played 8 years in the NBA, 10 years overseas, I got $5 million in the bank.
You got to narrow it down, bro. What do you can't Google 6'9" guy that played in the NBA.
Exactly.
Right.
Also, and he's in his 50s, right?
Oh, yeah. He was like mid-40s up in the 50s. Man.
Well, you know what's interesting, Beto? The first time that I met Kappy, he said something very similar to me. Big bank, take little bank. Basically, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "We just met, Kappy.
Yeah.
What?
Cap for real?
No, not for real. Just because Beto said he had a huge house, so I thought maybe.
DeAndre, I mean, but if I did say big bank, take little bank, you'd know how much more street cred I really have than I have right now. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, 8 years in the NBA, 10 overseas, and you only got $5 million?
And that's what I'm saying. That's why we didn't say much because, like, why are you flexing, man? Like, you're playing in the men's league and at the maps. Like, what are what are we doing?
Well, no, look. In general, nobody likes that kind of flexing in any walk of life, from middle school through high school to 50 years old. No, nobody likes to hear what your accomplishments are in a trash talk situation. I mean, acknowledging that the big bank thing does have some weight to it, but nobody likes that guy.
We need to find out who it is.
Yeah, the
I need
whole
to
thing
know.
is that if you're going to tell somebody to Google them, you've got to
not
be able
Drew
to give
Gooden.
them who you are. You got to tell them a name.
Kappy,
you know?
I feel like you can't tell someone to Google you unless it's really obvious.
Can't you find out his name, DeAndre? Can't you text someone on your team?
Yeah, we keep stats and stuff, and then the same teams kind of play. We play each other twice, I believe. So I'm pretty sure this coming Monday, we'll see if they're playing.
You know what, Jared? Here's the good news.
Wednesdays?
Here's the good news. We have somebody in this room with me that likes to do social media on the side. And his name is Beto Durant. Sounds like he might be up to coming to the game and actually getting some video of this situation.
Beto, it would be great if you interviewed this guy.
Yes, bring your mic.
You know,
I think we should all pull up to DeAndre's game and
what you should do?
Talk bleep to this guy.
You should your first question should be the same first question that the FaZe Clan asked me on opening night of the Lakers game.
FaZe Clan, he's dropping a FaZe Clan.
Hey, when the FaZe Clan said to me, they go, "Yo, who are you?" That's exactly what you should do.
Google me,
Beto. You should walk up to this guy and go, "Hey, man, can I interview you?" And then go, "So first of all, who are you?" And then he'll say his name and go, "Okay, hold on, let me Google you." That's what you should do.
What you do is, Kappy, come on, So, all right, hey, Beto with ESPN Radio, boom, boom, boom. All right, how do you say your name?
Right, because can you spell your name for me so I know how to say it?
Exactly. I always tell with the fighters who I don't know their name, how do you say your name? It's Jose Gomez. I just want to make sure it's not Joe Gomes,
Right.
What? Okay, and then you come and say like that.
That's nice, Beto. You put them at ease that way, and then you make them seem like you still might know who they are. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Smart move, Beto.
Hey,
really
Kappy,
good.
you like my hat?
I do like your hat. You're looking sharp, man. You're looking good.
So the other night, remember we were talking about how Bergman lost the thing, the squishy on the top of his hat?
Yeah.
All right, so the top of the cap right here, right? The little button right there?
Right.
Bergman lost it.
If you can't see, this is a Mexico baseball
But
hat.
Bergie had a Dodger hat, and it had a white one of those little things at the top.
The whatever, squishy or whatever it's called. So Danny Felix, who listens to the station, was on the YouTube chat and said, "I'll send you one, Bergie." Right? So he sent over a little squishy for Bergie. He also dropped in a tan Mexico cap for me. So
that's clean.
Pro Image 805 and Camarillo Ventura. See, Kappy, the YouTube chat is there for good. Man.
Yeah.
It's there for good. I try to give DeAndre the Mexico cap, but it's un cabezón. He has a big head. So 7 1/4 is not going to work for DeAndre. But Danny Felix, appreciate you, my man. Out in Camarillo.
Yeah, and Camarillo. Hey, man, listen, if you're in Camarillo, I hope you're taking good care of yourself right now because, man, those wildfires, at least the videos that I've seen in Camarillo, are nuts.
Scary.
Crazy.
So Monday nights, DeAndre.
Monday nights.
Kappy, come up here on a Monday, and then on your way home, we'll stop at the map. And we'll get some road pie and watch DeAndre. We'll just cheer him on.
Okay, I like that idea. Hey, listen.
We stream
Beto,
live.
Beto,
and
Tuesday.
Put a sided poll on there, Kappy.
Okay, I like that idea,
DeAndre
too.
recognize this guy.
Yeah, right. Can DeAndre figure out who this fool is?
Yeah.
You know? I do like that. But, Beto, before we – listen, how about Tuesday night?
Yes.
Just real quick for everybody. Tuesday night, me, Lindsay, Sedano, Morales, Beto – we are going to be, Lindsay, you have the details on where we're going to be because we're at this Ramirez.
Yes.
Okay, let me hear the details.
So we're going to be doing a live broadcast and a party, of course, because every time Sedano and Cap does a broadcast, it's always a party, at Ramirez Beverage Center, and that's 2765 East Olympic Boulevard. So we'll all be there, like you said, me, you, Sedano, Morales. We're all going to be there, and we're going to be giving away Lakers tickets, Kings tickets, USC tickets, thanks to our friends at Stella Rosa. Live broadcast this Tuesday from 3 to 6 in the afternoon at Ramirez Beverage Center in East LA.
And then, Beto, now the talk is that as soon as we get done with the broadcast, 6 o'clock, 6:15, whatever it is, the caravan goes on to our taco tour. And I know you've already been talking to different taco people that want us to come by. Is that right?
Our dudes at Tacos Don Cuco, Tijuana style. Jonathan, who listens to the station, I sent you the screenshots I had with him.
I like the Tijuana style.
Oh, with the
So,
green?
yeah.
Ooh, they'll take care of you, Nico.
Shave it right off the...
Yeah. Es todo. Me trae un recuerdito. So he wants a shirt and a hat, right? We can hook him up with Kappy, right?
We can do that.
Give him a Captain and Crew hoodie. He said, we'll be ready for you. How many of you guys are going to be here? ETH, so they're going to take care of us. We'll start at Tacos Don Cuco. And how about this stuff? Kappy, now we got bartenders hitting me up. So we're going to start there. Jonathan Carrera. He says, Beto, I am a P1 listener. I invite you to the bar that I work out afterwards, 626 Bar in El Monte, but it's a little bit too far. We can't make it out there, Jonathan Carrera, but he said he listens all the time. He's a big Kappy fan, and so he's going to hang out with us at the taco. So
cool.
We're going to start at Don Cuco for sure because they take care of us all the time, and then we'll bounce around different spots. And no, we're not going to live stream it because we're just going to have a good time eating, man.
Yeah, and like I said yesterday, it's kind of like the movie Swingers, where everybody's going from bar to bar to bar, but everybody has their own car, right? Like 7 guys all hanging out, and everybody's got their own car. We're going to be caravanning from taco place to taco place. We'll eat a bunch of tacos at Don Cuco, and then we're going to be like, okay, now we're going here. Everybody go meet there, and that's what we're going to do.
And then we're going to make a bad phone call to a girl who's going to answer and say, don't ever call me again.
Mikey. Come on, Mikey. You're better than this, Mikey. Mikey, I made Gretzky's head bleed.
You're like a big bear, man. You're like a big bear.
Like a big bear.
A little bunny, man. You're just like a big...
It's classic.
Dude, you're so money and you don't even know it,
money,
Mikey.
baby. You're so
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Right.
Oh, man.
And you know he listens to the show, right? Vince Vaughn?
Oh, Vince Vaughn is a huge fan of the station. Yeah.
You know,
He lives out by my way.
Yeah, but he's a soccer dad just like us.
Yeah.
So we see him in other tournaments. So one day he came up to me and started talking about this, and I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, that's what I was doing Channel 2 with Jim Hill, and he started talking boxing. And he listens to the show. He knows you, Kappy.
Yeah. I'm a big Vince Vaughn fan. Big Vince Vaughn fan. You're
Yeah.
so money,
How
Mikey.
could you not be?
You're so money. Hey, let me talk to all the Trojan fans for a quick minute. You want a chance to win tickets to the USC-UCLA rivalry game at the Rose Bowl? Make sure to grab an ice-cold Coors Light and visit CoorsLight.com/collegefootball. Enter the keyword SCORE for your shot to win tickets and other great weekly prizes. Thanks to our great friends at Coors Light, the official beer of college football and proud partner of your USC Trojans. And don't forget, 21 means 21, and remember to always celebrate responsibly. Now, I got to read all this to you. No purchase necessary. This contest started on August 1st, 2024. It ends January 21st, 2025 at 9:59 p.m. Pacific time, exactly at that moment. Must be a legal resident of the 50 United States, 21 years or age or older. Void where prohibited. Use the keyword to get entries and keyword prizes. See official rules at CoorsLight.com/collegefootball for entry instructions, keywords, odds, prizes, and restrictions. Molson Coors Beverage Company, USA, LLC, 250 South Wacker Drive, Chicago, Illinois, USA 60606. Coming up, what can Mike Trudell tell us about what's about to happen to Bronny and who's available for tonight's game when the Lakers take on the Sixers? That's coming up next on Sedano Kap.
After a 3-0 loss in Vancouver, the Black and Gold find themselves in a do-or-die match tonight.
We have no one to blame but ourselves, and we will look to correct those mistakes this week in training and try to finish out the series on Friday.
A spot in the Western Conference semifinals is on the line in a decisive Game 3 at BMO Stadium.
We know our fans are amazing, and we're going to do everything we can to bring a win at home and move on to the next round.
Los Angeles Football Club versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Pregame begins tonight at 7 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Sedano here. You know it's hard to find a good dentist for your kids, someone who they can trust and enjoy going to the dentist with. Luckily, we found Children's Dental Fun Zone. With 17 locations across Southern California, Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics. With state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your children deserve. To book your child's next appointment, visit their website, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com. Or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717-KIDS.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Are you looking to sell your home quickly and easily without having to do the repairs yourself or worry about whether or not buyers can qualify for new high interest rate loans? You need to call Seller's Advantage. Thousands of satisfied customers have already done this. They're the go-to choice for homeowners looking to sell their homes fast. Seller's Advantage will buy your home for a competitive cash offer and can close in just days. Not weeks, not months, days. No repairs are needed because they buy the home as is. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. It's no wonder why thousands of sellers have chosen Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage is the fastest and the most stress-free way to sell your home. If you're ready to sell now, call Seller's Advantage. Get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Want to have more fun watching the NBA? Play Sleeper Picks. Download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats, points, rebounds, assists, and more. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your cash. Sleeper has a special offer for NBA tip-off. Your first deposit will be matched 100% up to $1,500. Use code 710, and your first deposit up to $1,500 will be matched. That's code 710. Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code location and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. I have teamed up with Travis and DeMarco to tell you about personal injury attorney Joseph S. Normand and his all-star legal team.
We've been talking about the law office of Joseph S. Normand for months, and they've helped listeners achieve maximum compensation that they deserve in an accident.
Getting into an accident can be scary and frustrating dealing with insurance companies. Let the Normand All-Star team handle it for you. Visit normandlegal.com or 213-747-2000.
The law offices of Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000.
Hey guys, it's Sedano at Los Angeles International Airport. Changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX Economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforming-LAX. That's flylax.com/transforming-LAX.
Why do we love SEC football? Because no matter the venue or the rivalry, it's the ultimate hang. Fans of every flavor, good-natured trash talk with a side of andouille. Yes! But according to Johnsonville and the Harris poll, 71% of Americans hang out less than they used to. Why? Could it be that rivalries off the field are tearing us apart? Is it crazy to think a sausage-fueled tailgate party could unite us all? Can't hurt. Keep it juicy out there. Johnsonville, official sausage of the SEC.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Okay. All right. Now, is this an OTD for us today?
Yes, it is.
Tell me.
Tomorrow, it will be the number one hit for Eminem's Lose Yourself in 2002.
2002.
Kappy, what were you doing in 2002, man?
2002, I had just moved from New York to San Diego. I was working for Extra Sports 690.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that radio station and the history there, Mike. I don't know if you know.
Not a ton.
That was like when sports radio was still relatively early.
Okay.
There was WFAN in New York. There was the Ticket in Dallas. I'm trying to remember the name of the station up in San Francisco. There was the Minneapolis sports radio station. I'm sure the one that you probably know.
K-Fan?
Yep, K-Fan.
Yeah, that was mine growing up.
Yep, and there was Extra Sports 690. And Extra 690 back in they broadcast out of San Diego, but they were very much an L.A. radio station.
Oh, cool.
And, I moved to San Diego/L.A. because I was going back and forth back then. Probably 2001, 2002. Yeah, I was losing myself.
You know who else loses himself sometimes?
Tell me.
You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity lasts once in a lifetime.
Famous
I
Winston.
had to do it.
Yeah, I don't do that, Mike Trudell.
Well, I'm drawing the connection with Cleveland here, and
Yeah.
so that I'm assuming
Well,
that's what.
I mean, he quoted Eminem in his post-game press conference 2 weeks
Right.
ago after they beat the Ravens.
Right, the one game that they actually played well and they
Right.
won.
Yeah,
They beat the
that one.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Unwavering faith. Ultimate
Kappy,
belief.
what do you want to know about the Lakers, man?
Here's what I want to know.
What's up?
So start me off with Bronny James, because it's amazing to me how much of a story Bronny is, and maybe it's just guys like me who are infatuated with this story. Oh, by the way, Mike, when you think about how cool it is that LeBron and Bronny are together, and we saw the ovation the opening night, or last Friday night in Toronto, I wasn't really sure why they brought him into the game with 7 seconds to go. But, you know, Norv Turner is going to coach with the Raiders right now, and his son Scott Turner is now the new interim offensive coordinator. Like, to me, that's such a cool thing to have your dad and your kid, like the Callahans in Tennessee. This kid is the head coach. Dad went to become his offensive line coach. This whole idea of playing or working with your dad, I don't know, man. I really love the story. But what is the deal now with with Bronny going down to the G League? Is it true what I'm reading that he doesn't travel with the G League team?
So none of that has come up around the team. I'm not sure. I just know, like, I'm excited to see him play in the G League. And in fact, Kappy, I get to call anywhere usually from like 2 to 4 games on play-by-play for the South Bay Lakers, and so my first game is in a couple weeks. So like I'm already excited to watch that, just so I can start to build a bit of a base. And Bronny's going to be a big part of that. So is Jalen Chifino potentially. Although I actually don't know if JHS will play going down this year. But some of the two-way guys, Armel Traore, we'll see if Christian Coloco gets some minutes there. He of course got in the game in Memphis. So for me, like I love that Bronny's been around. I think the story's been great. But I kind of tend to veer towards what JJ Redick has been saying, which is like, look, we're looking for the long-term development of Bronny and what's best for him. And I think that means sometimes being with a big team and playing some minutes where appropriate and where they can get him development there. And then especially get him some big minutes with the South Bay Lakers so that he can develop. So that to me, like the whole Bronny and LeBron connection is awesome. But like I'm just curious with Bronny's development, like with all of the rest of the young guys as the Lakers try to build up that player development program.
Why do you think fans, like when he was getting into the game in Toronto last week, why do you think when the game is over and there's 7 seconds to go and Bronny's coming onto the floor, why do you think the fans are standing there, especially in Toronto? Why are they cheering like crazy?
Well, I mean, it wasn't just Toronto, right? Cleveland, of course, and we understand that has to do partly with Bronny growing up there and that connection. But like anytime that Bronny has been shown on the Jumbotron or the game gets into the fourth quarter, fans absolutely have been excited in all these arenas and wanting to see him. And I think it's the special nature of he's LeBron's son and the story and everything like that. So that is actually, it's been all positive though, Kappy. There hasn't been any negativity like that in the arena. So, but to me, like that's one storyline, and I definitely get why why people are drawn to it. But to me, the biggest thing tonight is like, okay, Anthony Davis, Rui Hachimura, they're both probable. Lakers need to get a win after the tough road trip. Like all of those things, I think come before that, just in terms of like what the team needs to do as they face a Embiid and Maxey-less Sixers squad.
No doubt. I mean, but I think you're right that a lot of us are consumed with this story. And I'm so curious as to like what people's motivation is. Like, yay, I'm getting to see Bronny come into the game. Awesome. But I'm curious like why people are so fascinated by it. But again, I know I'm into it. The story I read earlier today, Mike, was that he's going to go down to the G League, but when the G League team travels, he will not travel with them. So he'll only play in home games for the South Bay Lakers, and then chances are he would go back to the Lakers big club. And so again, G League team on the road, Bronny not with them. That's the story that I'd read earlier today.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think is McMenamin coming on later?
Yes.
Yeah, so you might McMenamin might have some more on that one. I'm more just looking into the Lakers getting back in transition defense tonight against the Sixers. Really,
that's more your focus tonight.
No, I mean really, Kappy, that is, and I think that's JJ Redick's number one focus going into this game, right? Because the transition D not great for certain parts of the road trip, and if it's not going to be great, then the crash rate on the offensive glass has to be better. So, but that might just be because I'm about to go into the press conference with him, so I'm already kind of zeroing in on game mode there as to what they have to do tonight.
Did you know that Anthony Davis was dealing with an ankle injury this summer? Of course, none of us seem to have known, but when he got hurt a couple of games ago and then he missed the last game, in the locker room after the game, he was saying, yeah, I came down on my ankle. I think it was against Detroit. He said, yeah, I came down on my ankle, and it's something I've been dealing with all summer. And I was like, wait a second. Did anybody know that he'd been dealing with an ankle injury all summer?
No, so obviously we all watched AD play and play exceptionally well for Team USA. And even though he didn't start all the games, I think that was partly because they wanted to give Embiid the starts. But AD finished most of the games. I thought he was the best big man in the tournament. right there with Jokic, of course. So Jokic was terrific for Serbia. So AD played great. We weren't really getting injury updates or anything coming out of Team USA. And then when we got to training camp and media day, I think the first question I asked AD was, "How you feeling physically coming out of that?" And he said, "Great." And then he proceeded to play the first 7 games and lead the NBA in scoring and do everything that he does defensively and generally just be awesome. Clearly in the top, to me, probably 2 for MVP, just considering how Boston's playing. I understand people are going to put Tatum in there, but I don't think there's anybody playing better basketball than Anthony Davis, certainly on both sides of the floor. And so the first time that we heard anything from an injury standpoint was we all saw in the game when he came down on and really I think maybe he might have said ankle, but really the left heel. He was first listed with left heel soreness, and then that changed today. The listing, I think, on the website, I tweeted this out earlier. I believe it's left plantar fascia is what. And I'll check my actual tweet to double check.
Is that how you say it, fascia? I've always wondered.
It's plantar fascia, or you can say plantar fasciitis is the condition, but one is the actual muscle
word.
Is the fascia, or the area is the fascia, but you say plantar fasciitis.
What are you, Dr. Clapper or something?
How are you?
Definitely not. So how are you? That's all, Kappy. So all we AD has told us that's and he was feeling that, but we haven't talked to him because players aren't going to talk when they don't play in the game. So he didn't speak after the Memphis game. I'm sure he'll be asked about it tonight, depending on how he plays and if he plays. But what I was encouraged by, Kappy, is the listing of him being probable. It's rare that you see a player listed as probable that doesn't play, though it is possible. He could get on the court in pregame and decide that it's still hurting to the degree where he couldn't play. But I'm hopeful, and again, the probable listing, that he will play. And if he does, AD... He's pretty good with these injuries like this, where he just finds a way to get through it. And I know the kind of the dialogue around AD when he came here was one thing, but I've been to so many games and seen him battle through things and play super well, especially these last few years, that I'm anticipating him to do just that and to be the feature piece of the offense and do what he always does on defense tonight.
All right, cool. We'll come back. We'll actually get deeper into it with McMenamin coming up. But first, let's get to Radio Tinder. So Mike Trudell is in for Sedano. Dave McMenamin will join us and tell us what he knows, and we'll get Radio Tinder coming at you next. But if you want to sell your home, let me get you to call Seller's Advantage, because everybody has a different reason for selling. Some people are ready to downsize. Some people are ready to move out of the state. Some people can't get homeowners insurance because they live in a fire zone and they're ready to go somewhere else. Some people have inherited a home and they don't want to live in it. They don't want to pay the property taxes. For whatever your reason is for wanting to sell, you should call Seller's Advantage. They're going to make you a competitive cash offer, no repairs needed. They can close in days. That means no complicated closing process, no contracts falling through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for decades, and they've got all the reviews to prove it. So do your own research. Call them today, a no-obligation offer, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747. You can visit sellersadvantage.com, but the whole key to this is it's going to happen fast, and you're going to get paid, and you're going to get paid a competitive offer based on all the comps in your neighborhood. Their DRE number is 01961658. Radio Tinder, next.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app, your home this season for LA Kings hockey.
Gavrikov shoots and scores! Vladislav Gavrikov phones the score sheet. It's his first goal of the season.
The LA Kings are ready for a Saturday night at Crypto.com Arena. The Kings host the Columbus Blue Jackets. Coverage hits the ice tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Puck drops at 6 p.m. Kings Blue Jackets. You'll hear the game on 7:10 a.m. and on the all-new ESPN LA app. Your home for LA Kings hockey.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Hey guys, it's Kappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL. realfathersrights.com/710 or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
What is on tap today on 710 ESPN? Thanks to Michelob Ultra, Lakers are back home to battle the Sixers. Coverage begins at 5:30 p.m., tip-off at 7. Hear it for your afternoon drive on 710 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Why do we love SEC football? Because no matter the venue or the rivalry, it's the ultimate hang. Fans of every flavor, good-natured trash talk with a side of andouille. Yes! But according to Johnsonville and the Harris poll, 71% of Americans hang out less than they used to. Why? Could it be that rivalries off the field are tearing us apart? Is it crazy to think a sausage-fueled tailgate party could unite us all? Can't hurt. Keep it juicy out there. Johnsonville, official sausage of the SEC.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Oh, it's one of my favorite. Oh, come on now, come on. This is one of my favorite TV themes. Let's see if Trudell knows it. Mike, what TV show was this the theme for? I'll give you guys a hint. I'll give you a hint. You ready?
Yeah.
I saw it on DeAndre's screen, so I know it.
Oh, forget it. All right.
Give me a hint. Give me a hint.
Think Sedano.
Sedano. Miami Vice?
Yes, Miami Vice.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. A little deductive reasoning there.
Yeah.
That was, thank you for leading
the original.
I was like, well, I know it's not Dexter. I think that was based out of Miami, but
Right.
there's some Sedano Dexter ties. Not just
Yeah.
kidding. Not really.
Miami Vice. I love Dexter, by the way.
You never
Yeah.
know. By the
You know,
way,
Dexter trailed off later, but the first couple seasons were
it
great.
did, and then I was really excited to watch like the newest season that
Yeah.
came out somewhat recently. What was it, maybe a year or two ago?
Yeah, it was like last year, yeah.
Well, my sister was using I think it was HBO or whatever account, Showtime account, whatever the hell it aired on.
Yeah, it was Showtime, I think.
Showtime. Okay, so she was using my account and she watched it, and so when I went to play it at the beginning, it automatically went to the episode that she left off on, which was the last episode,
Oh,
and I
no.
didn't realize it until like 10 minutes in, and I was like, wait, what just happened? And then I was like, oh, there's no point in me watching the entire season now because I just saw the finale.
You know,
I was so mad.
Lindsay,
not a bad idea
I
at all.
hear that, but sometimes it's kind of like there would be certain movies where they give you the result of the plot right away, and it can still be interesting to go back and see how it gets there.
I couldn't do it. I was very mad.
Okay.
I was annoyed. I was
You're like,
super
once
annoyed.
it's spoiled, I'm out.
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
I was very annoyed.
Did you watch the entire final episode?
No, once I realized what happened, and then I was like, wait a minute. And I texted my sister,
She out.
and I was like, why did they kill him at the beginning? And then she was
Spoiler
like,
alert.
Wait, what?
It wasn't him. I was just saying, like, in general. Like, they killed someone because it wasn't, And then she was just like, wait, what do you mean? And I was like, they just kill him right away? And she was like, oh, no, that's the last episode. And I was like, oh, my gosh, really? I was so mad.
Well, let's play a little Radio Tinder. It's presented by Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Here is Lindsay Baseball.
All right, guys. So yesterday, Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla was asked to give an update on Jaylen Brown's injury status, and he had an interesting answer.
Joe, just confirming no Jaylen Brown tonight, and if you have an update there, if you've talked to him about it.
Is he out? He's out.
Have you been able to talk to Jaylen about the injury?
Mm-hmm. I talk to him every day.
What were those conversations like?
I mean, we both kind of mumble when we talk, and then we just shake hands and move on.
Did he happen to mumble about his hip at all?
I couldn't understand him.
Do you have any sense if that's going to linger for a while?
The mumbling or the injury?
Both.
Oh. I don't. I mean, he works hard every day, trying to just come back. I think it's a day-to-day thing, so we'll see how he is when he wakes up tomorrow, and then just go from there. But he's in every day working at it.
So he's certainly different than what we're used to with most NBA coaches. So are you guys a fan of Mazzulla's, I guess I'll call it like unorthodox approach to how he handles the media? Kappy, swipe left or swipe right?
I'll swipe right. I don't have a problem with it. I actually find it to be entertaining. I think when you've won a title, you can start feeling yourself and you can start messing with people. And he clearly didn't want to tell them what the conversations were about the injury. So the whole mumble thing was pretty funny. I liked it. I got no problem with it. I like Joe Mazzulla in a weird kind of Crazy Eyes way. Like Crazy Eyes Killer, if you guys have ever seen that episode on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He got those crazy eyes.
I prefer Ghostface Killer.
Oh, Ghostface Killer. That's right. Ghostface Killer. That's what his name is. Yeah.
Well, no, I was talking about Wu-Tang. Ghostface.
Yes, no, I got it. But Crazy Eyes Killer,
Who's
that was,
Crazy Eyes?
You don't know who Crazy Eyes Killer was?
No.
Oh, that was in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Well, I've seen every episode of Curb.
No. You didn't see this episode when Wanda was going to get married, and then Crazy Eyes was like, "Oh, I can't. I got to still do this," and then Larry was like, "You can't do that anymore."
I got to go back. The Blacks was the best season when they came, but I got to go back and rewatch the whole series. I feel like that's a good one to rewatch.
Just all you got to do is Google the Crazy Eyes Killer episode, and you'll see.
Okay, good call. All right, my answer to this, and I always forget, is swipe right, yes or no?
Swipe right is yes.
Okay. I'm going to swipe left, but more just on the whole fighting thing. I'm sure you guys talked about this a while ago. I'm not into that, even though but I do like coaches that will be a certain level of entertaining. And, Lindsay and Kappy, since 2008 when I came out and got the Laker job, one of the biggest parts of my job is to be in there for the pregame and the postgame press conference for the head coach. In the pregame, I also go to the visiting head coach. So I've seen all these guys speak. And so, I don't mind some coaches that want to just sort of take things in a different direction. What I like about J.J. Redick, though, this year, he will really, really try to answer your question, no matter what it is. If it's a schematic question, if it's about basketball, he thinks about what you say and gives you an answer. And, that's my favorite part of it. Mazzulla, I think, will do that sometimes. And then there's also the little bit of the subterfuge element of, I'm not really going to tell you what's going on with Jaylen Brown's injury, so I'm just going to talk about him mumbling. And so, I get it. It's playing the game. It's part of it. But I always prefer if the coach can do it to get the more direct answers.
What about when J.J. Redick gets pissed off at everybody and just drops the mic and leaves?
Or when he slammed the chair against the ground when he saw D'Angelo miss that shot.
I love JJ's passion for winning, basketball, competition, energy. I like all that, so I'm on board. I would dispute that he dropped the mic and got mad and ran off. He knew it was the last question, and he was just in a direct way saying, I literally addressed that with the team. That was the first thing that I said. That's all. He wasn't mad at the reporter that asked it. I think it was just him being annoyed at the loss and having to get on the plane on this long trip and go home. So I admire a passionate person. And Kappy, you're a passionate person.
I am a passionate person.
I assume you could admire a little passion.
I'm loving watching J.J. Redick.
Yes.
Listen. It's more fun to watch him when they go 1-4 or whatever it was on the road, versus, the opposite direction. So we'll see what happens tonight. How about one more, Lindsay? You got one more
I'll
quick
do
one
this
for
one
us?
super quickly because we got to get to McMenamin.
Yeah.
So fans of Lay's have just discovered that their new favorite holiday snack, after the food brand revealed that there's a new flavor of Lay's, tiki masala, jerk chicken, and turkey dinner. These are all 3 new flavors that Lay's has released just in time for the holiday season. So I want to ask you guys, should we bring back Taste Test Tuesday and try these flavors? Swipe left or swipe right?
That
means I
right.
will bring them in studio and we're going to taste them right on the air.
I'll swipe right, but all those sound pretty good. The turkey dinner sounds interesting to me. A turkey dinner flavored chip sounds interesting. What was it?
Jerk
the
chicken
first one?
and tiki masala.
Chicken tikka masala.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good too. I don't know. I'll try any of them.
Yeah, Kappy, I'm with you on this. I'm going to swipe right. I can't say that they sound like they're going to taste as good as a Cool Ranch Dorito, which would be my favorite of them. And I remember, Kappy, quick little side note on this. Actually, we probably don't have time, but we had something called Snack Break when I was in high school, and you could go buy. And my choices would be Mountain Dew, Cool Ranch chips, and Butterfinger. That was except on game days.
Good choices.
On game days, I'm like, no, I wouldn't do.
Butterfingers are delish.
Not on game days, but that was my combo. So just keep that in your head, Kappy. But I would try all of those. I love Indian food, and I've never thought about having Indian food though in the guise of something else. So that's intriguing to me.
I mean, we've had some really bad chips. We've had some terrible
I'll come in on a
chips.
Tuesday. I'll come in on a Tuesday.
We've also had good ones too, though. Some have been surprisingly good. Like there was like a steak one.
You still like your
it was good?
The steak one was good.
Really?
That one was good.
Interesting. Okay.
You still like your Mountain Dew, huh?
I still do. In fact, you know what?
I know.
Some right here.
I see you.
If they'd like to sponsor me personally, I'd be happy. I mean, I'm already a drinker. Try to cut it down though. Try to cut it down to like every other day.
Well, let me do this. Let me have 1 minute, and then we're going to get to Dave McMenamin coming up in just a second here. Dave McMenamin from ESPN will talk to us about the Lakers and getting ready for tonight's game, as Mike is going to do here shortly against Philadelphia. Hey, real quick, I want to talk to everybody for a second here about Ocean Subaru. So I mentioned to you earlier in the week that I went to Ocean Subaru on Monday. I met with Omar, their general manager, on Monday. He spent 22 years in the Army. And then when he got out of the Army, he didn't know what he wanted to do. But then he got into a car dealership, and he found out that he loves sales. So Omar got into sales, and then 10 years later, he's running the dealership. No surprise. But here's what Omar asked me to tell everybody today. Any of you veterans out there, it doesn't matter which branch of the military you served in, Omar wants all the veterans out there to know that if you come to Ocean Subaru, he will honor all of the veterans. What does that mean? I honestly don't know, but I'll tell you this right now. After dealing with Omar this past week, I'm driving around in a brand new Subaru Crosstrek that is a very fun car to drive. I would say this, Omar wants to honor his veteran brothers and sisters. So come on out because Veterans Day is on Monday. So Ocean Subaru, they are highly, highly focused on your needs. They're really knowledgeable about all these Subaru products, the safest cars on the road. Go to their website, oceansubaruoc.com. That's oceansubaruoc.com. It's 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They make you smile at every mile.
After starting the season in Paris with a win, USC women's basketball is ready for game number 2.
USC the rebound. Watkins up top, steps into a triple. Bullseye! First triple of the day, first triple of the season.
A Saturday afternoon at the Galen Center as number 3 USC hosts Cal Poly. Coverage begins tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. Tip-off at 2. USC Cal Poly, hear it here on your home of USC Athletics, 710 ESPN, and anywhere on the all-new ESPN LA app. Fight on!
Time for the afternoon show to hit the streets of East LA on Tuesday afternoon for a live broadcast and a party, of course, at Ramirez Beverage Center, 2765 East Olympic Boulevard. Sedano Kap, Morales, and me, producer Lindsay, will be doing the show live from 3 to 6 p.m. with Lakers tickets, Kings tickets, and USC tickets to give out to you, so make sure you're there. So all thanks to our friends at Stella Rosa, live broadcast this Tuesday from 3 to 6 in the afternoon at Ramirez Beverage Center in East LA.
Hey guys, it's Kappy here, and let me talk to you about this issue of dealing with your homeowner's insurance. So your home floods, right? You have a big giant flood at your house, and you realize that the insurance adjuster is trying to pay you so little that you won't be able to repair the damage. That is when you call Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt is a public insurance adjuster who is on your side. Look, you can try and negotiate with the insurance company yourself. I've tried. You're going to find out very quickly it is not that simple. Avner Gatt and his team negotiate on your behalf to make sure you're getting the best possible outcome, not the insurance company. He and his team have been dealing with insurance companies for so many years. It's all they do. They've got the experience. They've got the industry know-how that you need on your side. Now, some of these folks used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team, and Avner Gatt himself has 20 years of experience in this industry. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional, licensed public adjusters in California, and yes, the size is important. Avner has a unique winning recipe for handling homeowners' insurance claims. No one, and I mean no one, messes around with Avner Gatt and his team. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGatt.com. That's AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. Avner takes the call himself. Hello!
Hey, football fans, what's better than cheering on your team with an ice-cold glass of Stella Rosa in hand? How about scoring the ultimate experience at the biggest college football game of the season with an ice-cold Stella Rosa in hand? That's right, Stella Rosa is giving you the chance to win 2 tickets, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. So what are you waiting for? Head to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter. Courtesy of Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Going through a life change, whether you're downsizing, you've inherited a home, or you're just ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Getting ready for more rain and longer nights? We've got you. Right now, you can earn up to $25 in bonus rewards when you buy 2 Sylvania Silver Star Ultra bulbs and 2 Rain-X Quantum Elite wiper blades. More rewards and better visibility at America's #1 lighting destination, AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Offer valid for AutoZone Rewards members. Restrictions apply.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. For instance, on September 21st, 2019, UCLA trailed Washington State 49-17 with under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. From that point forward, the Bruins erased that 32-point deficit, outscoring the Cougars 50-14 to win 67-63.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
Yeah, it's Sedano and Kap on 710. Mike Trudell is in for Sedano. Dave McMiniman from ESPN about to jump in. I think we're about to go some hardcore Lakers here.
By the way, did not mean to hit that cat sound. It
I
was
didn't
total
really,
accident.
Didn't really bother me at all.
It's total
Is
accident.
this a remix? I think I remember that from the song. Kappy.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be my last segment. It's been a pleasure being with you today. But I'm glad that we're going to have somebody joining us who I've seen every day for the last 30 days. In fact, more than my wife. And he has seen me more than his wife. And that's just part of life on the road, Dave McMenamin.
Yeah, that's right. I'm with you, Dave. What's up, Dave?
Gentlemen, what's going on, guys?
How we
Mike
doing?
and I can team up on you now. This is great.
Well,
Kappy, bring your hottest takes.
Okay.
We never even got to play pickleball, which was this was the thing. Remember back in the day, and I just thought, Dave, I hadn't even thought of pickleball in a long time. But then that's right. Okay, you and I were going to smoke Kappy and Sedano. And
I was going to introduce you guys. I didn't know you guys actually knew each other. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man,
But
Kappy,
that whole pickleball thing, I thought that's where you guys got close. Dave, it is funny you asked, hottest takes. I was talking to Mike about this earlier, and he says he's just focused on like transition defense tonight. My first question to you would be: is it true what I've been reading about Bronny, that when he goes to the G League, he actually doesn't travel with the G League team? He comes back to the Lakers. Is that the way it's going to go?
Yeah, that's the indication we've gotten so far, that he will be shuttling back and forth from the South Bay Lakers and the Lakers. But when the Lakers go on road trips the priority would still be Lakers over G League time. Now, that could change as the year goes on, especially when it's G League playoffs or qualifying for the playoffs. And that would be a more high leverage situation where he could get game experience with consequences on the line. But for the time being, yeah, the Lakers will be his priority. But when it's convenient where there is a South Bay game on a night when there's not a Lakers game and the team's in Los Angeles, you'll see him in that lineup.
Yeah, Dave, so it was funny. We were on the plane and just even on the buses on the road trip and kind of talking to Billy Mack in Ireland, and we're all like, man, this road trip, it feels like we've been gone for a month. And that feeling building up amongst us is one thing, and then kind of getting that sense from the players. And so what I've been trying to figure out in watching the Lakers play on this trip is maybe some of this, whether it's energy or fatigue or not always meeting the same energy level as the opponent, maybe that plays into this. And this homestand, I think, will be a good measuring stick to see if the Lakers can get back to how they started the year in the way that they were playing and the energy level and all that. And so I'm wanting to not punt what we just saw, but if we see that again in this trip, I think that becomes a much bigger concern. But our life on the road is much easier than yours. So that's where I'm kind of like, if I was feeling that, I imagine you were flying commercial and going doing all that, waking up at 6 a.m. for flights. I imagine that took a lot out of you as well, and wondered if you can relate to that and if you think it has anything to do with how the team struggled.
Yeah, Mike, I think both of us would say it's not just us getting long in the tooth that 8 games into the season, it feels like we're 18 games into it. I think a lot of that has been the schedule. A lot of that was the preseason schedule, quite frankly.
Yeah, 100%.
To echo LeBron's complaint, I mean, I understand if you're going to be making upgrades to Crypto.com, sometimes, things occur and you got to find other places to play. But, playing 6 games all on the road, that will catch up to you. And then they had some unfortunate stuff out of their control. LeBron was sick to start the road trip. Rui was sick to end the road trip. Anthony Davis obviously had the plantar fasciitis issue pop up. So, they've had a little bit of a tough road, a little bit of bad luck. Obviously, 3-0 start the season at home. And now you get some get-right games.
Yeah.
But I will say this, on the other side of it, it will hurt more, I think, to lose at home to a struggling Sixers team, and then you start to really worry.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's kind of like,
yeah.
This is a major – in a sense, this is a major game tonight.
Yeah, Kappy, it's their chance to show that, okay, that's not completely the team that you're going to be. And if that doesn't happen, Kappy, then we're going to have another conversation next time.
Let me ask you guys both this question. I mean, we're 8 games into the season. Do the Lakers already have a D'Angelo Russell problem?
I reported today, I'll start, Mike. I reported today on SportsCenter that D'Angelo Russell loves the hard coaching he's receiving. He's loved being held to a level of accountability because it's coming with communication involved. And he is all in, even with the benching in Memphis, all in on the mission that this team has. And he wants to do what the coaching staff is asking of him to be able to help them win. And so, I mean, listen, that's with 8 games in. Yeah. Things could change, obviously, if it continues to not be a situation where he's able to produce and get his role limited. But right now, everybody's still locked up.
Yeah, Dave, I think that's good and really important perspective to share about that combo that you had in understanding where D'Lo's head is at in this, because we know that he spent a lot of the summer, as J.J. Redick told us, they spoke a lot about what he was looking to see. And JJ also was clear to us in the pregame and the postgame that, like, D'Lo has done that and has bought in a lot of the time. He saw some slippage in that specific Memphis game, and that's why he didn't play much in the second half. But like that, I always appreciate that directness too, even from a media standpoint, so that we can better follow what's happening. And I will say, Kappy, in D'Lo's defense, in part, a lot of the times when he's on the court and he and Austin are there in the backcourt, and if the Lakers are switching especially, he's trying to compete defensively with bigger players. And I think that does sometimes take a toll. But as Dave hinted at, and as Redick certainly said, that isn't an excuse for some of the things like, not getting back in transition on a specific possession, or, forcing a certain shot in the corner if there's something better to do. And those are things that happens, but I like that this is all a discussion in the open, and that Redick is looking to try and optimize how to get past it. So I think it's all been handled well so far.
But Dave, you said that he wants to do the things that he's being asked to do. I guess my question would be, can he do the things that they're asking him to do?
I think so. I think he's a tremendously talented player, and we saw for a 2.5-month stretch last year that he was probably the Lakers' third best player. And certainly, he set a franchise record for most made three-pointers in a season last year. I mean, the guy has what it takes to get it done at the NBA level. He's a high-level thinker as well. Mike points out, rightfully so, there's going to be some size disadvantages that he gives up. But if he's competing defensively, I think J.J. Redick's going to be okay with that. It's just more getting lost. And obviously it was a bad sequence that Mike was alluding to. He takes an ill-advised shot against Jay up on one end, gets blocked. On the other end, he gets lost, and they end up with an open three and game over. But that became kind of this snapshot moment that we talk about, leaving that terrible road trip where they go 1-4, leaving that Memphis game. But we're not talking about Dalton Knecht going 1 for 7 in his first start. We're not talking about Gabe Vincent really forcing everything he put up. That seemed to be a overcorrection for playing 18 minutes previously in the trip without putting up any shots. We're not talking about Austin Reeves going 2 for 9. Like, D'Angelo Russell ended up being the poster boy for that loss, but there was a lot of blame to go around the roster the way they ended that road trip.
All right, Dave McMiniman from ESPN is on with us on
I don't
Sedano
know what
and
Dave
Kap.
said to offend
Right,
Trudell, but he
Trudell,
just sprinted out of the studio.
I mean, Dave, I'm not joking when I tell you he literally got up and, like, packed up his crap and was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he just ran over to the arena. So
Right.
he must have had enough D-Lo talk.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, before you go, though, tonight's game, Anthony Davis listed as probable. Same thing with Rui. What are you expecting out of AD? Or, like, is this full speed, 100% AD, or is this going to be like he's hurt, but he's feeling pressure, he's playing, he can't actually get better because he's going to be playing on this thing? What can you tell us?
Yeah, so, I mean, I reported this is something that he dealt with basically through the last month of last year, from, the end of the regular season through the playoffs, and then was also dealing with it throughout the postseason. I mean, throughout the Olympic play in the summer. And so he's found a way to manage it. It just so happened that there's a sensitive kind of soft tissue area, where the bone bruise, or excuse me, where not bone bruise, where the heel contusion is associated with the plantar fasciitis, and that is, it spiked in pain. He played through it in Detroit, of course, but he just needed to go back to his treatment get 3 days to work on it. I expect him to play tonight. I expect him not to have a minute limitation, nor really you to see it affecting his game. I think he'll come back at a high level. The only question is, he is susceptible to that pain if he lands in a certain way. And again, that's something that, he and his medical team and the Lakers medical team are all aware of, and they're all motivated to be able to have him on the court as much as possible.
Dave McMiniman getting ready for tonight's Philadelphia Lakers game. You'll hear it starting with the pregame with Beto at 5:30. Hey, Dave, great to talk to you. Appreciate it. Hey, before you go, really quickly, don't be jealous, but last night I was at the Kings game against Vancouver, and I was watching the game with Brian Windhorst, and now me and Brian Windhorst are like officially best friends, just so you know.
Well, I mean, that's great because you're never going to catch me dead on an off night at a hockey game. Maybe the playoffs, but a regular season hockey game when I got a back-to-back to cover this weekend, 2 Lakers games and a South Bay Lakers game. God bless Brian for spending his time with you. If we're going to hang out, it's going to be something else. It's not going to be a hockey game.
I love it. All right, Dave, we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, man.
All right.
All right, Dave McMiniman. Good stuff at the end there. That was funny. Lindsay, am I talking to everybody about real father's rights before we get to the 5 o'clock hour?
Great. You forgot to ask him about the pantry, by the way.
Oh, you know what? I feel terrible about that. People are hitting me up about how I should know the pantry. Dude, I'm telling you, I leave L.A. Live. I walk across the street.
You live down here,
right.
Cap.
I walk across the street to the East Central Hotel. That's where I live. I have walked up and down the streets. I've walked hours on these downtown L.A. City street blocks. I've never seen the pantry. But I'll tell you this right now. Next week, I'm going. I don't know which day. I don't know which night. I mean, I'll be Tuesday, Wednesday. I got a Laker game on Wednesday night. I'm going. Tuesday night, we're going to do the taco tour, but I'm going. I'm going to the pantry.
We should all go on Wednesday after the show.
Okay, I like that idea before the Laker game. Hey, guys, you've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce. I'm not bashful about it. I'm not shy. I'm not embarrassed. But I'll tell you this, when I was going through it, I was completely humiliated. Like, I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe I'm getting divorced. I got 4 kids. By the way, I was petrified about money. I didn't want my kids to grow up around somebody else. I mean, all the emotions that you might be feeling, I felt. The reason I'm telling you that is because I want you to know you're going to get through it, and life is going to be better on the other side. And the way you get through it is by having the right legal team behind you. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights, they are here to help you. I want you to get real with Mark Reel. That's R-E-E-L. He and his team, they are experts in how to navigate the family law system so that you have the happiness and the justice that you deserve. I will just say one last thing. Ladies, don't get upset with me. But more often than not, the courts seem to favor the ladies versus the guys. So this is the Real Fathers Rights attorneys. They are the fathers' rights attorneys. Here's that phone number you can call them, 323-870-1611, 323-870-1611, realfathersrights.com/710. Real Fathers Rights, the fathers' rights attorneys.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another 3. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the 6. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Kupp. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club.
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Time for the afternoon show to hit the streets of East LA on Tuesday afternoon for a live broadcast and a party, of course, at Ramirez Beverage Center, 2765 East Olympic Boulevard. Sedano Kap, Morales, and me, producer Lindsay, will be doing the show live from 3 to 6 with Lakers tickets, Kings tickets, and USC tickets to give out. Make sure you're there. Thanks to our friends at Stella Rosa. The live broadcast this Tuesday from 3 to 6 at Ramirez Beverage Center in East LA.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Kappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Kap. And it's time for 30 minutes nonstop.
Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Kappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Fathers Rights. Real Fathers Rights, the father's rights attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of nonstop Sedano and Kap starts now.
You ready for this?
And time for the Real Fathers Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Yeah, we pull into this 5 o'clock hour. Sedano and Kap. Hey, by the way, Sedano's game's about to start. He's got Cal and Wake Forest tonight. I'll turn that on my phone. I don't have the ACC network on my TV.
Well, you know what you need to do is look up where to watch, Kappy, and then you could find it.
Okay, I should do that. You're exactly right.
ESPN.com/where to watch.
We're just talking to your thing and say ACC Network.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I did that. I did.
And
Here's
what
what
happened?
happens. Here's what happens. Listen, ACC Network. So I'm just telling my TV to go to the ACC Network. It says college football, California at Wake Forest, and then it says subscribe to the ACC. This requires a subscription.
Oh,
and it gives me a number.
Pay for it.
Right, but then in my other TV, I'm sure I could easily get it. But I'm gonna go back to NBA basketball. I'm watching Dallas versus Phoenix right now on ESPN.
You know what I'm watching right now?
Tell me.
On my NBA League Pass, I'm watching the Cavs smoke the Golden State Warriors right now, 33-16, with about a minute left in the first.
I'm going to go on to Fubo. I'm going to get this game that George is calling up on Fubo, no doubt about it. Hey, let me just say this. we've got the 30-minute commercial-free. It's happening right now. We're going to play a little big deal or no deal, and then we're going to get into the dealer's choice. Tonight's dealer's choice, I have to tell you guys a story about what happened last night. You know, I've been joking around about how last night I was with Wendy over at the Kings game. I'd never met the guy before. Great guy, nice guy.
By the way, I did text him about that.
Yeah, what'd he say?
I said, so you and Cap are best friends now after hanging out at the Kings game last night? And he said, yeah, we had a good chat.
Yeah, see, we're like BFFs now. See, I'm telling you right now. So, but I have to tell you what happened at the end of the game. Because
Can we do it after Big Deal or No Deal?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling everybody.
Oh,
Just
okay.
stay
You're
with
teasing
me.
ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
stay with me because after Big Deal or No Deal, I have to tell you, we got done with the Kings game last night, and then the craziest, most ridiculous, scariest thing that a parent could ever deal with. I'll tell you what happened last night. So, all right, let's play a little Big Deal or No Deal. What do you say?
Okay, so speaking of parents, we know that you are the proud, loving, wonderful father of 4 kids, 3 beautiful young ladies.
Why, thank you.
And I just want to point something out and ask if you think it's a big deal or no deal, Kappy. So the other day when our social media team was posted up all over downtown LA covering the Dodgers World Series parade celebration, one Parker Bell, who's also known for his part on the Blue Review, the Dodgers podcast, and he's, like I said, he's a good part of our social media team. So he was featured in many of said videos, talking Dodgers, celebrating, kind of getting lit, I guess. And
he was getting lit?
You know, lit like, I don't know if he was getting lit on life or if he was getting lit like literally lit, but he was having a good time celebrating with everybody.
Okay.
And some of us around here happened to notice that one Jaden Kaplan started following Parker Bell on Instagram.
No way.
And she doesn't follow DeAndre. She doesn't follow Gray. She doesn't follow anyone else. Just Parker Bell. Is this a big deal or no deal, Kappy?
What's up, Kappy? Is this a big deal or no deal?
I see Parker Bell is in. Hey, Parker, my daughter is following you now, huh?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and go through the followers who she follows at this station.
Okay.
1, Christopher Morales, of course, the great CMM. 1, George Sedano. Of course, you, her father, and then Lindsay Baseball. That's it.
That's it.
And now Parker Bell?
And now P. Bell.
Wow. I wonder if that was because she saw you in like ESPN Los Angeles video or something.
Hey, I mean, I don't know.
He was all over. He was all over.
He's all over. I mean, yeah, he was all over.
What do you think, Kappy? Big deal,
I don't know.
no deal?
She's 20. She's turning 21 December 10th.
How old are you, Parker? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm turning 27 on Tuesday.
Okay,
27.
That's like a normal age difference, right?
Okay. Yeah. I like Parker. If Parker said to me, "Hey, Cap, do you mind? I met your daughter. I don't know. We've been talking. Like, do you mind if I go out with her?" I'd be like, "Yeah, you know what? You're all right."
There's no hesitation there, though.
There's
no hesitation there, Cap.
You know, it's just you know why? Because I think it's such a natural thing, DeAndre. Everybody's like, "I would never let you date my daughter." I'm like, I think you're an all right guy.
Okay.
You're okay.
Okay.
All right, guy.
I'd say that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So you cool? Like, you want to officially ask him if you can, like, ask her to hang out sometime?
Well, I don't know. We might have to, think this over a little bit, Kappy.
I feel like we should
have a one-on-one.
Maybe we can like make even if it was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna follow this guy and it was no big deal. I think we should make it a big deal and be like, why don't you guys hang out? Like, try and play matchmaker here.
I'll tell you this: I would really like it if he would shave that ridiculous mustache he's got.
No son-in-law of mine's gonna have an ugly, weird mustache like that.
It's fine. I mean, just like that one's not very good. I don't think.
Listen, I'm going for the Joe Kelly.
Oh, you are. That's what you. Oh, hey, well, then you know what, Parker? It works.
Thank you. There we go.
Are you into like a Movember thing? Is that what you got going on?
A what?
Movember, DeAndre. November, no shave November. Yeah.
He doesn't know anything about
It's not really
that.
for that, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
You should say it is. It's like for good posture.
Yes, it's for the men. All the
All
men
right.
out there.
Well, all right. So I'm going to have to check. Now, by the way, Parker, I want you to know something.
Yes, sir.
I mentioned this before we started Big Deal or No Deal. Last night when I got done at this Kings game, I left to go home to the East Central Hotel. Something crazy happened, and my daughter, who just followed you, it involves her. So stay tuned.
Okay.
Did she lose her wallet again? Like she did? Didn't she get jumped that one night or something?
She got mugged.
Okay.
She goes to school.
Yeah. I was in the car with Cap and she called him like, "Oh my God, I got mugged and I need my new debit card and everything."
She got mugged. She goes to college in New Orleans. She got mugged. But I'll just give you a hint about the story that's coming. She's at a semester abroad. And
that is scary.
I'll leave it at that. Wait until you hear this story.
Okay.
All right, big deal or no deal. Continues.
Sounds like she needs a protector. That's all.
Well,
I'm saying.
hey, Parker, just wait. Just wait till you hear what happened. Just wait till you hear. All right.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Come
All
on,
right, Lindsay.
Cap. Don't do it to me.
I mean, hey, Big Perk, weren't we supposed to hang out last night? What happened to Big Perk?
Hell no.
No, hell yes. We were supposed to hang out.
It was unsettling.
It was very unsettling. I wanted to hang out with Big Perk last night, talk Frenchies, talk his beard, talk that ice that he rocks.
Y'all not feeling that, huh?
I was feeling it. I guess you weren't feeling the Kings game. You had that McMiniman attitude. I ain't going to no Kings game.
He's like, that's the last thing I'd be doing on my night off.
On a road trip? Nah, I'm cool.
Hell nah. All right, Lindsay Baseball, what else you got for big deal or no deal?
All right, so I guess Gen Z and millennial mothers are kind of taking a new spin to the whole, babysitting thing. Most people, when you have something important to do as an adult, of course, you find a babysitter. Something as important as, let's say, a job interview. Well, apparently there's a new trend where millennial and Gen Z moms are bringing their babies to job interviews because, A, childcare is expensive, and also, some companies, I guess, maybe they don't think that they value or understand their role as a mother, and so they want to make that clear and obvious that comes first. So I want to know, Kappy, let's say you're in a position where you want to hire one of these young women who come into a job interview and they bring their baby with them. Would that be a big deal or no deal for you, Cap?
Yeah, it'd be a big problem for me. Okay. I mean, I'm just being honest, okay? I mean, I got
I
four
get
kids.
it. I think it's kind of weird myself.
Yeah, I got 4 of them, okay? And I couldn't imagine ever showing up to a job interview. Mom, dad, doesn't matter who it is. You show up
that's
with
the thing, too. We're like younger kids that are fresh out of college are bringing their parents with them, and I don't get that one at all.
Oh my God! If somebody was 23 years old and they came for a job interview and they brought their mom, I'd be like, "Yo, is mom here on the interview, or is this for you, kid?" I mean, that's embarrassing. But if you were a mother or a father and you brought a baby to a job interview, I'd be like, I don't think you can do the job because I think you clearly have child care related issues. I mean, and what do you want me to do? Watch the baby while you work for me?
I'm not gonna lie. When I not recently, but over the past couple years, had a job interview, I was I didn't even want my dog to interrupt because I was so nervous about just making sure everything went perfect. Everything had to go right, and so I didn't even I made sure that I left my dog somewhere. I had my friend take my dog for a walk during the interview because I didn't even want my dog interrupting. So I can't imagine somebody with a child. I feel like that would make it so stressful. And how could you focus on the interview?
I don't know, man. Imagine mom comes walking in. She got a little baby with her. She starts going through the interview. She's like, hey, excuse me, this is when he likes to eat. And then she has to do her thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's taking a little too far. We're not talking about all that.
I mean, that's not a good look, right? You walk in there with your mom, and they have a say it's your little sibling. That's not a good look, right? It can't be.
On the other hand, let's say somebody does that, and the boss is like, "Girl power, you do you. Make sure that you have a great work-life balance, and we provide that here. I'm totally cool with it." Then you'd be like, "Oh, awesome,"
Yeah, I'm just being old. When it comes to this, wait, you're bringing your baby to the job interview? Girl, how you going to work? And dude, how you going to work? I mean, what if it's a dad who brings the baby?
Yeah, that's true.
I used to walk around with these bottles of milk. I have them in a bag, and the baby would start crying. I'll start feeding that baby. I mean, listen, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl. Don't bring your babies to job interviews unless the babies are invited. Or maybe.
What if it was a job interview to be a nanny?
Ooh.
All right, not terrible. Not a terrible idea.
Yeah, then it would be beneficial.
Look how good I am with babies.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you got one more for us, or are we good?
I think we're good, but I do want to point out, to follow up with the first question about Parker Bell, Crypto Ray posted in the Circle of Trust, I feel you, Kappy. My daughter also follows at Bell_Parker.
Was Parker hot or something? Is he a good, does he do chicks dig him?
You know what you should do before we get to can't even think right now. Dealer's choice. You should send Jaden a text and be like, "Do you think Parker Bell is hot?"
Well, let me tell you why I'm not going to do that.
Why?
I'm going to tell you in one quick second.
Okay.
But because this is going to finish us off today.
Okay.
But first, let me tell everybody about Amazon lockers and what an Amazon locker can do for your life, because Amazon is probably a daily part of your life. Like the other day, I ordered one thing from Amazon. And I'm like, why don't I order like 10 things? I don't know, because I don't need 10 things right now. I need one thing. I don't have the time to go get it myself. I'm going to order it from Amazon. It was there later that day. Amazon's a part of your life. Last night you were probably watching football on Amazon Prime. So Amazon's a daily part of your life, but now let me introduce you to an Amazon locker. An Amazon locker allows you to send your orders to a secure pickup location that you can choose. So rather than everything being delivered to your house or maybe, let's say, your apartment, it goes directly to a secure pickup location. Then you pick up your packages when you can on your time. And maybe this part here is maybe the best. When your package is delivered, you get a confirmation email. And with the confirmation email are instructions on where to go, what to do, how to pick up the package. It's a secure and convenient delivery solution to pick up your Amazon packages and no additional cost. Head to Amazon.com/pickupMVP. That's Amazon.com/pickupMVP to learn more. How about that?
Sounds
Doesn't that
about
sound
right.
convenient?
Yes,
Yep.
very convenient. I do it all the time.
I am watching George Sedano right now. Cal is up on Wake Forest. The score is 9-0 Cal. It's 9:54 to go here in the first quarter. And it looks like, let's see here, Cal had scored. I didn't see them miss an extra point. Then they caused a fumble, picked it up, took it in. So they must have kicked a field goal rather than score the touchdown. So watching a little bit of this Cal-Wake Forest game, watching Phoenix versus Dallas in the NBA. These two games are on right now. I'm checking them both out. Okay, let me give you the real deal. And this is going to relate back, Lindsay, to what you just asked about Parker Bell. Apparently, my 21-year-old daughter follows Parker Bell.
Just
So
recently.
Yes, and apparently, how did you find this out? How do you know this?
Oh, Parker, he texted me and was like, hey, does Cap's daughter follow you? And I'm like, nah, she doesn't. So that's pretty much how it started.
And when did this communication happen, DeAndre?
About a couple days ago.
Oh, really? So you guys have been sitting on this for a couple days. You didn't tell me that my daughter's following Parker Bell.
Well, we wanted to make sure that we broke the news to you at the correct moment.
Okay. Well, the correct moment is the Dealer's Choice Real Deal, brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, you call Seller's Advantage. They're going to buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer, no repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. DRA number 01961658. Okay. So here's the setup of the story, okay? So last night, we get off the air, and we go over to the East Central. We hang out for a little bit, and then we make our way over to the Kings game. In fact, Bergie and I had dinner downstairs at LA Live at the Lazy Dog, which, by the way, the place is great. I love that place. Did
you check out the dog menu?
No, I did not.
Oh.
But they call it a scratch menu. And so everything is made from scratch. I love the place. It's great. And the manager there is a guy named Fanara. Fanara is phenomenal. So we had a great dinner, and then we went over to the game. Can't believe it, but I made it through all three periods of this game. I watched the Cincinnati-Baltimore game on my phone, and I was hanging out with Brian Windhorst, and of course now we're BFFs. I'm leaving the game last night, and I get a call, DeAndre, from my daughter, Jaden, who follows Parker Bell now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jaden's the middle daughter, correct?
Yes, she's a junior at Tulane, but wait a second, she's studying abroad.
Mm.
You know where my daughter is studying abroad right now?
Where at?
Lindsay, do you know?
Isn't she in Petty?
She's not in Petty.
Oh, okay. I don't know then.
She's in freaking Amsterdam.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Did you guys see what happened in Amsterdam last night with this soccer match?
No.
You're kidding me.
No, I didn't see it. No, I didn't see it either.
You know, it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable how we all get different information fed to us, particularly on Twitter. So my daughter calls me last night, and she goes, Dad, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff on the news. There was some kind of terror attack. I don't exactly know what the deal is, but I'm leaving because she was out last night. I'm going back to the dorm. I'm going to, close my door, and I'm going to stay in, and you're going to see all this stuff on the news. I'm fine. I'm good. Just make sure, you know that I'm okay. I start looking up what's going on in Amsterdam last night, and I don't really know what happened. I'm not really sure. Because, when I think of European soccer fans, I think of people who get wasted drunk and start massive brawls and fights. and just beat people up because they're soccer hooligans. Last night, apparently, a team from Tel Aviv is playing against this team in Amsterdam, and when the game is over, all these Amsterdam people start beating the ever-living hell out of all these Tel Aviv fans. And of course, people right away think that this is, what I would think it is, which is this is an attack on my peeps, But the bottom line was, you talk about scary. When your kid is overseas at school and you can't hurry up the road and go help out or go grab that kid, dude, it was scary stuff last night.
I'm looking this up now, and yeah, I would be pretty, I'd be pretty scared. Did they close down things and or like the area where she's staying, is that immediate area
what?
safe?
I got an email this morning from the Study Abroad program that says, hey, I'm sure you've heard the international news right now. Every one of our students are accounted for. Every one of them has been talked to. Every one of them is safe. If you have any questions, you can call this number. You can talk to us. But I'm telling you right now, I was freaking out. And let me ask you guys a question. So not this next week, but the following week is Thanksgiving. Me and my other kids.
It's already almost Thanksgiving.
Right.
Where has the year gone?
Well, today is November 8th. It's Friday, November 8th.
Crazy.
So we're 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. Let me ask you guys this question. I'm supposed to go to Amsterdam to visit my daughter in 2 weeks.
I would still go.
Okay, DeAndre, would you still go?
Yeah, I would go. I would go.
Well, of course you'd go, because if all these soccer hooligans wanted to start a fight with you, they'd all be scared.
Yeah, they don't want none.
So why
They
don't
don't
you
want any of that smoke.
take DeAndre with you? Better yet, take Parker Bell with you, just as like some reinforcements for protection.
Ooh.
And then that way it's like, just in case you need a little extra hand fighting off these bad guys.
Well, I think I would take DeAndre over Parker.
Okay,
Two reasons.
but I was
Two
just-
reasons.
Okay.
Number one, my daughter doesn't follow DeAndre. And, I'd like to get her to know him a little bit, maybe give him a follow. And also, I think DeAndre looks tougher than Parker.
Wow.
He's taller, he's thicker,
Thicker.
Right.
Kappy, you a freak, man.
Well, I'm just telling you. You just look tougher.
Are you trying to set DeAndre up with your daughter?
No, DeAndre's a happily dating guy. You know what I mean?
Right. I know that. That's why I asked.
No,
but if he wasn't, would you want
I would love to go to Amsterdam, though.
Okay. No, if you were single, I'd have no problem. I'm a fan of yours.
Funchie's in here. He wants to go too.
Funchie, you want to go too?
He said he's in. He's
Funch,
going.
Funch, would you still go on this trip? I'm like my son was like, dude, we shouldn't be going on this trip.
I'm
like,
here.
I'm like, why not? I'm like, if you told me we were going to New York City, and there was something that was going down in New York City, it's a big ass city. I mean, I walk the streets of downtown LA every week. There's a lot that goes on in downtown LA.
I was just gonna say, Cap, I'm no shade here or anything, but I feel like nowadays the world is a scary place, kind of no matter where you go, and I don't think that you're any. I don't know. I don't think that you're necessarily any less safe, because anything like that could happen anywhere,
Yes.
including here.
That's right. So
just like
I
the people that were all celebrating and that were like, looting and beating other people up, and the guy who lost his fingers with the fireworks.
Right. I mean, right. Like people in Amsterdam are like, oh my God, did you see what happened in Los Angeles? The
I know.
Dodgers won this thing, and the guy blew his hand up. But I will just say this on a serious note, like when the craziness that is going on in our world right now, and you see like this soccer team from Israel goes over here, and then the next thing you know, people are getting beat up in the streets. I read earlier today there were like 6 people that were unaccounted for, because people were kind of beat up and thrown in the like river, dude. So I mean, I am like, whoa, man, I'm supposed to be going to Amsterdam. Plus my daughter's over there right now. I don't know, freak me out.
Wouldn't you rather be there with your daughter just in case something does happen?
In case I got to kick some ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring the fanny pack.
Oh, DeAndre, now I got a bigger fanny pack.
That's right.
And that bigger fanny pack, people, when I put my hand in there, they're like, what's he going to pull out of there? It's true.
Why don't you just take a backpack?
Well, it's sort of like in between a fanny pack and a backpack. It's like the mid-range now.
So is it a crossbody?
Yes, it's a crossbody.
And it's just like a larger. I've seen those. That's more of a thing lately. Yeah,
it's very Kiefer Sutherland 24, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So then this morning I get up, right? Because now I'm in downtown LA last night. I'm staying at the East Central, and I'm going to take Chris back to the train station in Orange County and then I'm going to cruise south because I'm leaving tomorrow to go visit my other daughter. Dude, I left downtown L.A. at 6 a.m. this morning. From 6 a.m. till about 7 a.m. when I got to the Anaheim train station, Chris talked the entire time we were in the car. He was ranting and raving. And
Was
I'm
it
going to
like
be
a
honest.
mean ranting and raving? Like an angry
Lindsay,
one?
Lindsay, I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't know what he said. I don't know one word of what he said. He spoke for an hour straight, commercial free. He never took a breath, okay? I have no idea what he said to me this morning. I drove from LA Live to Chris's house in Orange County. I dropped him off. I got home, and I went, did I just drive 2 hours? And did Chris talk for a full hour without taking a breath? And I have no idea what he said to me. None, zero.
Well, I guess you can catch up with him on that next week because he's
guess
going to
so.
be in next time we have a show.
Hey, you know when I took you home in Orange County, wait, I don't remember, like, what were we talking about?
Yeah, right. What did you say exactly? I know you were on fire. I know you were passionate, but I guess I wasn't listening to one word you were saying. I guess that
Who
was
was
the
he
case.
talking bleep about?
That's I don't know.
You have no recollection whatsoever. You completely
Lindsay,
blacked out.
Lindsay, it is 5:27 p.m. I was up and at him at 5:15 a.m. I was in my car at 6 a.m. I dropped him off at 7 a.m. I don't know what he said. I can't believe that all happened today because I'm still all messed up because of this whole Amsterdam thing last night.
Well, I think that Jaden, prayers go out to everybody over there, and hopefully everyone's safe. I think Jaden's safe. And if anything, like I said, then you being over there will at least make you feel better.
Yep, you're right. Parker Bell, I'm going to do a little investigating. I'll figure this all out. Lindsay Baseball, an amazing week. Thank you very much. Incredible. I'm very jealous of your ESPN LA hat. That's a great hat.
I stole that from Chris's office because I was having a bad hair day.
Yeah, I want that hat. DeAndre, phenomenal. Yeah.
Well,
great
first
week.
off, they hired him.
I meant to hit.
Phenomenal. Well, instead you gave me a little Brian Windhorst, and you know and then you had the Bandeleruski. Not to mention you got the Dr. Clapper laugh this week. You got George Sedano broadcasting from a shower.